guess you got spiritual powers. All right, we are officially live on the YouTube and on the Facebook. Just got us muted there. All right. Go back and share the screen again. All right, we got Leviticus chapter 23, starting at verse 1. So,
I got it.
Just before when we say welcome everyone to Passover 2025, as we were saying, it's been a crazy year in the Israelite awakening, a lot of shaking up going on. We're going to see how much more the Most High going to shake it up in these coming months in this year. So, I mean, started out the year with a blood moon. I think that's a first. Ain't been this much shaking up since I've been in 30 years.
It started with a blood moon?
It was a blood moon like in early March. What was it? When that blood moon happened.
It was around early March.
Yeah, like the blood moon came in. That's either like the end of the year or bring the year in, something like that. Again, it ain't a good sign. You know what blood means. So all I'm gonna say is prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. You don't know, we don't know what's coming down the pipe. We don't know what's coming down the pipe. It's not looking good. What I do know though is those who are sincere with the Most High in Christ, they're gonna be all right. They're gonna be all right. The Most High in Christ is gonna make sure they're okay. All right, so Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1.
Yeah, I got it. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1 reads, And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be a holy convocation, even proclaim to these, even these are my feasts.
So these are the Most High's feasts. So it's to be clear, right? And I just came across some information where they have the Torah, but it's written in first person. See how this is written? And the Lord said unto Moses, that's not first person.
Yeah, it is first.
So we have a document where this has like I said, like Moses is in first person.
Like I said unto Moses?
The Lord said unto me.
Oh, you're right. Right.
It would be first person.
That'd be first person.
It wouldn't be when the Lord said unto Moses. That's not third, that's not first person. Right. You know what I'm saying? So the document has it in first person. And what's interesting about it, it has the 10 Commandments, a little shift in the 10 Commandments too as well. So we're going over it.
Okay.
It ain't actually, it's actually more than 10.
More than 10.
It's like 12. But it's how it's split up. It's split up differently.
Okay.
Well, the one that we don't have that it has in it is to love your neighbor as yourself. That's another commandment that's in the 10. But how we have it, we don't have it in the 10. But that one, the documentation that's in Paleo Hebrew, that says, yes, one of them. Which to me make a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying?
That kind of go with 10.
That kind of go with what Christ's been saying, right? Love the Most out of your heart, soul, and your neighbor as yourself. It said the whole law hang on these two. You see what I'm saying? So that will make more sense. So I'm looking more into it, trying to verify, but interesting so far.
That's good.
Go ahead.
Verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
It says the Sabbath of when? The Sabbath to the Lord where?
In all your inhabitants.
It is in all your dwelling. That would include here, outside of Jerusalem, right? This is one of where we dwelling. So if so, the Sabbath to be kept in all our dwellings. That Sabbath, right? All our dwellings, right? All the feast days are also Sabbath.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. So in captivity, out of captivity, no matter where you are,
You're supposed to keep these things right here. God's Sabbath is just the seventh day. All our holy days through us is Sabbath as well, right? Because it is. That's why it says, verse 2 says, even these are my feasts.
So, was the Sabbath made after we left out of Egypt on our way to Israel? It was before.
Sabbath
I mean, not the Sabbath.
before Adam.
Was the
Passover? You meant the
Passover?
Passover, I think.
Yeah, I meant this was a Passover around the time of us exiling.
Yes, that instituted after we exited out of Egypt.
So they didn't do Passover in Egypt.
Not when they got in there, no. But the exit out. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, why were you doing Passover when you're going in? Why would God have to pass over when you're going in? Passover is literally what it said. He's passing over something.
If you don't pass over it, it's died. It's dead. It was the firstborn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, but you have people today that they still, like we talked about last time, they put the blood in the doorpost. I don't see that. How you? Why? Well, you can't put blood on doorposts in the tent. Can you?
No.
No.
Well, how you gonna get it out? On a wall, you can wash it off.
Tents don't have doorposts. Do tents have doorposts?
Zippers.
Yeah. Tents are made to be packed up and moved and reset back up again. Doorposts is stationary. Permanently that you live in. So we ain't got to do that. All right, let's go. Let's go back. So that's it. So I just want to just show that you in all your dwellings, we have to keep the Sabbath, which would include the high holy days as well. So people are saying you can't keep it outside of Jerusalem. These people are incorrect. That is a lie. All right, let's go back to Exodus chapter 12. And only the verse 1. All right, who got that?
I'll take it. Exodus chapter 12 from the top. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you.
All right, so I did last time. We was going to call it the Shabbat. This is literally saying this moon, right? Because the moon begins the month, right? This moon shall be unto you the beginning of moons with an S. Beginning of, that's literally what it is telling you. The beginning of moons. Right? So English is month, but literally the Most High talking about moons. Right? The beginning of moons. Right. And we know what the Most High called the moon.
Light calendar.
Call it a light. So this light shall be the beginning of lights. We're saying moon, but we know what he called it. So I'm just putting those words in there to be more clearer. What you can pull out of the text. Let's take it a little bit deeper. It's the beginning. This light shall be unto you the beginning of lights. It shall be the first light of the year unto you, or the first moon, or the first month. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 3. Speak ye unto all the children, a congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their father, a lamb for an house.
Go ahead.
And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb.
Right. So you're numbering how many people it takes to eat a whole lamb. I guess I don't know what that is. I mean, how much number of people live to eat a whole lamb. I guess they would know. I think they're doing some rough math there. How would you actually know exactly how many people it takes?
Well, I think you probably have to at least do it at least like one or a few times to be able to understand, like you have to evaluate it correctly, you know.
Well, this is their first time doing it.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Right? Right? This is their first time doing it.
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
The most,
Oh, that's true. Yeah, this is the first time doing it.
the
You're right.
most high know all that information, though.
But he's telling you to do it.
Right.
He ain't giving you the number. If he
Right.
did, we know his number would be right. So he's
Right,
taking
that's true.
that point the
Yeah,
number according to their eating.
That's true.
So that means you can eat as much as you want, or
Yeah, you have to ask the person how much lamb can you eat.
oh.
I mean, the people got different appetites.
Huh.
Some people can eat more, people can eat less.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Huh.
So I guess I'm thinking doing rough math there.
Yeah.
Because it does talks about if something is left over, you burn it.
Burn it.
So I think they do some rough math there. What you saying?
Because there wouldn't be nothing left if the Most High told you what it was. Come.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 5. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats.
Yeah, sheep or the goats. Take it out from the sheep or take it out from the goats, right? So we see that it's very important, no blemish. The first year. You let me gotta be up the first year. Right? Oh, you gotta take it out from, yes, sir.
Do it have to be 6 months old for it to be slaughtered?
No, it gotta be at least, it gotta be. No, it gotta be, I guess it gotta be at least a year.
A year?
Yeah. I said a male of the first year.
Mm-hmm.
That means before 1 year old, right?
Huh?
The first year means before he actually reaches one, right?
I think it's gotta be at least 1 year. Because listen, if it's the first, if it's the, okay, so if it's before, if it's before the year is up, it ain't has a year yet, right? Anything before the year, it isn't a year old yet, right?
Right.
How can it be a lamb of the first year if it ain't completed a year yet?
That means it has to be at least one.
You gotta be what?
At least one.
Gotta be at least one.
Huh.
Right? But more so is more so speaking of the lamb, the first one.
Right.
We know you can't touch the lamb 8 days born. Right? You cannot touch it, it's gotta stay with the mother for at least 8 days.
Huh.
After 8 days, it says, then you can do it, right? All right, let me get that verse so we can see.
You know, I think somebody did it wrong. No, because the reason why I asked, they was Chief Ephraim was had somebody slaughter the lamb, so they asked the dude how old the lamb was, and I think he said it was 6 months.
Book, chapter, verse.
Yeah.
All right, can we get Exodus 22 and 30? We'll come back later. Another one up.
Call it again, Op.
Exodus chapter 22,
Verse 30.
and verse 30. Okay, who got that?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 22 and verse 30. Likewise shalt thou do with thine own
With thine.
thine oxen and with thou sheep. 7 days it shall be with his dam. On the 8th day thou shalt give it me.
Right? So you gotta believe the dam is the mother.
Mhm.
It's gotta be with the mother at least the 8th day. Right? And then you're gonna give it to the Most High. All right, so let's go back. So we wouldn't have no verse that is anything that says 6 months.
No, see, well, okay. I have a question because I think I understand what that's. So, okay, like even in this verse right here, verse 30, right?
Yeah.
So it's saying that on the 8th day, which means that's going to be on day 8, right? So that means when the 8th day is over, it's going to be the 9th day. That's just like how the first year is. It's like with the first year, you got to do it. It seems like if you're going to do it on the 8th day, you do it in that first year. It seems like that's going to be that because after you turn the year, you're going to be on to your second year. Because if you have we call it because if you have to be a year because like you were saying like you have to be a year old and when it said in the first year, but when you do this on the 8th day, you got to be on that 8th day.
Yeah, it says right. It says right here. On the 8th day, you should give it to me.
Right, but like what I'm saying is that I can see why people would say in that first year because they can use the same principle as the 8th day. Like it's on the 8th day, we're in the first year.
No, right. No, he's saying 6 months.
I know, but 6 months is in the first year. Is what I'm trying to say. Because
yeah, no, but I get you. What this says on the 8th day, this does not say 6 months.
I get that, but I'm just saying, like, but that first year, 6 months is in that first year. The 6 months is in that first year of life.
It is. I'm not saying it's not.
I know. I'm just saying that's how people are going to view it. That's the reason why they would do that the 6 month thing. That's all I'm just saying.
No. What I'm saying, there isn't a verse that says specifically 6 months.
Yeah, I got you. I know that for sure, definitely. Yeah.
He's putting a number on it.
Mhm.
You can put a number on it, you gotta put a verse, right?
Mhm.
That's why I came here to say that you can't touch it for 7 days.
Right.
Right? I put a number on it.
Right.
And I pull the verse that says you can't touch it for 7 days.
Right. Right.
It's got to be after the 7th day, right? And the verse is right here on the 8th day. You shall give it to me,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
I'm trying to read up. That's phrase. Okay, let's go back. Exodus. All right, so the lamb of the first year then is in the first year. Right, so then it can't exceed the first year. There's got to be sometime in the first year.
Right.
And that verse look like it's saying you got to give it to me on the 8th day.
Right.
Right, but again, it's not clear here. If this lamb here or the goat, because it says sheep or the goat,
Mhm.
right? Sheep or the goat. The verse that we was reading in Exodus 22 and 30, it says your oxen and your sheep. It does not specify the goat here in Exodus 22 and 30.
Mhm.
You just speak of oxen and sheep.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of like the four gospels. You need them all to put it together to see what's going on.
I'm just saying it sounds like the lamb is a little different.
It does.
Mhm.
That's what it sounds like.
It does.
Because you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I see. I see. What you're saying.
Or the goat.
Right, or the goat, yeah. right. Yeah. It does sound it does. It does, yeah.
Because you gotta like inspect it
Right.
for blemish.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So just because it's in the first year, that's not the whole thing you need to be looking at.
Right.
You gotta make sure you got no spot on it too as well.
Mhm.
And see, this is where we don't know for sure the lamb or the goat that was being cooked. We don't know if it had blemish or not.
Right, we don't.
We do not know that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So like I said, all we can do is do our best. You know what I'm saying?
The only way we can know that if we buy our own lamb or sheep, go.
And expected.
And it's expensive.
Like I said, if these knuckleheads would come together, all this can be done. They're too divided, and they want to be divided, fighting over power. All the money that flowed through this awakening, we could have had our own land, our own farm, with all the animals, have someone to do the pack. All that could have been done. See, if they were smart enough, they would come together and make a business, and then supply camps with the animals that they need and garments that they need and whatever else that they need.
That should all come from one place.
One place.
And people who have the best interest of making the thing.
What I'm saying, but we all setting it up. You know what I'm saying? We all dumping money into it and keeping it going. So the people that's taking care of the animals, they're paid.
Right.
That's their job. They make sure they ain't got 9 to 5, they paid. Their bills are paid, you know. With their families and their children, they taken care of. You know what I'm saying? They got their retirement, whatever, because we doing it according to the law. They working until they 50, then they stop it.
Right, exactly.
Then someone else is kicking in.
Right, there you go.
The younger one is kicking in.
Right.
The 20-year-old taking over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We supplying with everything he needs.
That makes sense.
They all boil down, they want power. It's,
Yeah, but how it is that you can feel that, well, I can start working at 50. When you're 50, you're still strong, you still can enjoy your life at 50, you know what I'm saying? But you did your job from 20 to 50.
Right.
You're taking care of for the rest of your life. The community gonna take care of you for the rest of your life.
That's a better deal right there. It's a better deal.
You ain't gotta worry about dummy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the community gonna take care of you. We got your back. You ain't gotta worry about that. Anything you need, the community gonna take care of you. Right. And this is what I'm finding out in the research when it comes to the so-called Christian community that Christ and the apostles have set up. They're older men, ain't worried about nothing.
Right.
The community, anytime the older men said they had a problem, the entire community was like, what you need?
Right. Come together.
Everybody, what you need? What you need help with?
Wow.
We got that.
Wow.
No, you ain't gotta worry about that. That's done. The old man wouldn't worry about nothing.
That sounds right.
You know what I'm saying? He can enjoy his latter life going down. We ain't worried about nothing. That everybody's there trying to help him whenever he need help.
Right.
Right? Because he don't put his work in from 20 to 50. Right? He dedicated to kill the lamb, kill it right, cut it, everything correctly. You know what I'm saying? He put the work in. Yes, sir.
You sound like you can have that dealing with beloved people.
Yeah. I'm saying you can have that. You can have that. These dudes wasn't fighting over nothing. There's only one king. Can all be king? Come on, man. It doesn't work. But that's not what we see when we read about the community that Christ set up with the apostle. It said they saw what they had and they put it in the apostles' feet and they distributed to people that had need. See how they was moving? It wasn't caught up in material things, right? And if anyone needed something, they can go to who? To the apostles, because they had what people had brought to them, and he made distribution to you. The Most High going to provide for his church, is he not?
Come.
I don't think these dudes believe that, bro. I don't think they believe that. You know what I'm saying?
See, well, then you got like right there some separations happening, because it seemed like the Pharisees right there would have took the best stuff for themselves, but Jesus is coming from the Essenes, so that's why he looked like he have a better system of, I know what Israel need, and this how a pot would work. Everybody put in, and then everybody could have some, instead of just one person being rich and everybody else being poor and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's how the Essenes operate.
The Essenes.
That's how the Essenes operate.
That's a better,
you know what I'm saying?
A better life to live.
Yeah.
The old man don't have to worry. That sounds like the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it sounds like that's the best way it's supposed to
be. Yeah. Not today. I've seen old people. They working.
Yeah, they are. They have to.
That is crazy, bro.
Yeah, because it's crazy how like I experienced it with my mom. Like, it's crazy how like so curious sometimes with your pension, like you really might not have enough to actually like survive. Like it's just like that's the fact of how it is. You know what I'm saying? It's sad. Because of
That's good.
inflation and all this other stuff that happens maybe in the future, it might not be enough.
Yeah, but inflation, that's greed. That's the rich trying to get richer
Mm.
and squeeze more out of the poor.
Mm.
How much money do you need? And you hear that them people have been crashing in planes? No, it's the rich people that have been dying.
Wow.
They die leaving the riches behind. You know, keep all these riches up. Next thing you know, you're out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's dumb. It's dumb, bro. Let's go back to Exodus chapter 12.
We have verse 6.
Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 12, starting at verse 6. And ye shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
In the evening, this is where we are, right? This is between the two evenings, what it said. Between the two evenings. They say kill it between the two evenings, which is 3 p.m. This is when the Messiah died. Even up so this is the 14th day. And at even. So that's when it's killed. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two sides posts and on the upper door post of the houses, wherein they shall eat it.
Right. So again, the Israelites couldn't keep that in the wilderness. It was intense. So there's certain things can keep, certain things you can. You keep what you can. What you can't keep, you don't keep. People want to get technical. You ain't in Jerusalem.
We know that.
Ridiculous, bro. Like, thank you for stating the obvious. We know we ain't. Some people think we are. Some people think we in Jerusalem. Talking about Jerusalem in the United States. This is ridiculous. Israel is in the United States.
I think it's saying, I heard somewhere they said it's Israel.
Tony, you want to say something?
They'll come back to me.
Okay.
I would think them would be some of the people that trying to say the law do away with. Like we ain't in Jerusalem, so we don't have to follow
Yeah.
Passover.
Yeah. Well, if you ain't doing the whole thing, then you're doing it wrong. You can't part do it the way the argument they're trying to make.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
God. Most High is not going to give you partial credit. You either do it all or you don't do none of it. That's what they say. Wow.
Which is dumb. Which is dumb. You doing part of it is showing you trying. You do none of it showing you don't even care. So it's an argument to make you not even do any of it.
Right.
You can't do all of it, so you might as well not do none of it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that why?
That is not using wisdom.
Okay, so what should I do? Go back to the shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster.
Mm-hmm.
What I should do then?
Get an extra scoop.
That's what most people want to do. Go back to eating that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the saying is you never know until you try. You know what is that?
Mm-hmm.
You saying? Go ahead.
Verse 7. And they shall take the blood and strike it on the two. Did I read that right?
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. Verse 8. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it.
So we have all of that there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, we don't have the beam to stick it in and roast it with fire, right? We got the unleavened bread and we got the bitter herbs. All right, go ahead.
Verse 9. And eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire his head with his legs and with the purtenance thereof.
you roasting the whole thing.
Whole thing, yeah.
So it cannot be raw. All that sushi is ridiculous. Get that crap out of here, man. Nor sodden, I mean, you can't boil it at all with water. So we don't want it boiled, and we don't want it raw. Right? We want it roasted with fire. And that's how I was telling my sister how they do the chicken and the stuff. First they fry it or something, you know what I'm saying? Then they stew it down. That's how it's supposed to do it. You just don't stew it down.
Right. Yeah,
You got to first like fry it or something, or kind of like roast it or something like that.
It'd be some
Bacon
hot
or
heat
something.
on it.
Yeah,
right on the flesh.
that helps soften it up.
It
does.
does.
It helps soften up a little bit. Then you can then do the stew part of it. Go ahead.
Verse 10. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire.
Right. So the first we're gonna get rid of is that lamb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get rid of that lamb before that sun come up. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover.
So we gotta leave. You gotta eat it in haste. So can we? Are we supposed to do that too?
That means eat it fast, right?
Huh?
Eat it fast.
The sackcloth.
The haste.
Okay, that you was being thrust out.
Haste is fast.
Yeah, leave it.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. You were saying something, Tony?
I was saying with haste on us. I thought it was.
This is why we gonna read. See, what we do? Go get it in the Hebrew. See? What their brothers want to do? What them brothers want to do? They don't want to look it up. They want to go, listen, this is what it means. Bro. Relax for a second. All right.
There's no way haste is that well.
Relax for a second. And let's we'll
Verse 11. It's anything I've said is a zone.
what verse was that?
Verse 11.
Haste. Okay. Six. Flight.
Like fleeing, hasty flight, haste.
Chipazon. Chipazon. Chipazon.
Yeah.
Hurriedly in haste. Trepidation. Hurry flight. It's them leaving. They on the move.
Right.
And hurry too.
Yeah, they moving.
Yeah.
So they eating it while they, you know what I'm saying? On the move. We supposed to do that too? It doesn't make any sense. You can't do it exactly as they did it because they was actually leaving a location.
Right.
We're stationary.
That's true.
Right. So we're not gonna eat it in haste. That's why the scriptures say, be circumspect. Make sense of what you're reading. Does that make sense to be doing that right now?
No.
They was leaving Egypt, and we were stationed in Egypt.
I mean, if we're gonna eat it in a hurry, where we going?
Right. Exactly.
And this looks like for if times come back like that to where we have to do it and be fast about it, it'll tell you how to do it again.
Yeah.
Do it like in flight and moving, be fast, and get this part done.
That's eating and running. Eating and right. What is called eating on the move.
Eating on the run.
Yeah, that's like fast food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You driving back to the job and you eat at the same time. Yeah, that's like eating fast food.
I actually had to do that, man. That's exactly what I had to do.
Fast food.
Exactly.
Like a lunch break.
Sometime in the way where we are, sometimes you have to do that. Yeah, you got to do that, bro. But not all the time. I just brought that Exodus chapter 12.
Verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord.
Here it is right there. They came in there at night. Like I said, these people got these records, man. They don't want to say it. They don't want to say it. They just found another mummy, like in this time right here. Like this that we reading about. This guy think he found this firstborn that died, right? The pharaoh that died. They found his firstborn. Which I mean, they not. He's wondering why they're not trying to like make this big news. He said this is what the text said. We found the mummy. He said what happened. What they did was the mummies was in their different tombs, and it was getting robbed. So what they did was they started moving all of the mummies, and they moved them into this one area. So, but the dude, he of course you have to label them to make sure everybody know what it is. So when he labeled it, he said that this is what this thing is saying.
Wow. These are the firstborn.
These were the firstborn.
Wow.
No, but the firstborn of the pharaoh, he was saying.
Oh wow.
Amenhotep II. That's supposed to be the pharaoh of the Exodus. We'll be reading that right now, right? And this child that they found, this mummy, because he has the little thing they have on it, the bald head and hair.
Oh, like
that's the thing of royalty. That's royalty. Only royalty Egypt have that.
Okay.
So they know the child was of royalty.
Right. Wow.
But then when he read the label it has on him, he's the firstborn of Amenhotep II.
Right.
And he died.
Right.
You see, he's young.
I remember people questioning Shot the Utmost about the thing he had hanging from his head, and they like, man, you know that's for a child, right?
That's for royalty.
Royalty, but as a child though, right? I think when you get older, you gotta cut it off.
I don't know if you're older, but again, you got to be royalty to have something like that. Not everybody has that. Nah, he can't prove he's royalty. He might claim he is, but you need proof.
Right.
You ain't son of no king.
Right. You know how we call each other king.
That's what I'm saying with this nonsense. You got to deal with a whole bunch of fantasy, bro. So yeah, again, but of course, listen, they know this stuff is true, but of course they're not going to try to make it mainstream. They say, well, the Bible is correct, it's all accurate. They're going to try to keep it under the rug and not say nothing. So he's like, man, listen, I give y'all the information. That's what it is. Yes, sir.
When I got home last night, they was showing this excavation of something in Mesopotamia, and they called it Ur, and they said that they believe that this was the Tower of Babel. I was looking at that like, oh, I don't know. It don't look tall enough to be the Tower of Babel. But
the Tower of Babel is in Shinar.
Shinar, see?
That's Iraq.
You see? Well, it's in, but they said this Ur was in there.
Ur's in Mesopotamia.
See? Now I'm saying
Mesopotamia is a land between two rivers. Right? That's the Euphrates and the Tigris. That's not down here in the Persian Gulf area. That's not Iraq area.
So they getting geographical things all mixed up down there, calling stuff what it ain't, and that's all I believe to mess our heads up, so we won't know what's what.
You can't make a tower between there and Earth. There's two rivers there.
That was
Especially make a tower to go up to the cloud. You need a large area.
Yes.
You're building up.
You
can't have a small area. You're gonna fall.
Right. Yeah. Or sink.
Your base, the base got to be bigger. The higher you go, your base got to be able to support the height. Right? You can't go too high anyway because it's going to topple over.
Right.
That's what the text tells you. The highest you go is 3 stories. You don't go higher than that.
Okay.
Right?
So all those high rises are long.
Of course.
Wow.
So
all wrong.
What story you think they went to on Babylon? Like 20th or?
I don't know. They was up there. They were high. They were high. Of course, it says some stuff that I don't. Again, some of this stuff I think it's a mistranslation because it says that it takes them a year to go from top to bottom. Like, I don't know how that's a long. It could be that high.
You could do 5 miles in a couple 15 minutes.
I'm just saying, but imagine a tower that's that high where it takes you a year to get to the top.
Right, that would be like 800 miles high.
You be out of space or something, right? So I don't know if
How
it's a
do you take it a
mistranslation.
year just to build another?
No,
Top.
to walk up it. Right? They were saying to walk up it
Yeah.
and take the year.
They wasn't worried about nobody. You was building. If you died, you just died. You move you out of the way because we about building this tower. That's what the text was saying. That they were here. You know what I'm saying?
And didn't the tower fall over or something? Or the top of the tower fell over.
The Most High to knock some of it down, but the base was still there though. Listen, they know they found this thing. They know where this thing is at, bro. I'm saying they just don't want to admit that this thing is true because if it is in the Bible is true, then you must believe in God in the Bible, Christ and do what He said. You know what I'm saying? They got to put the narrative that all that's just fake. Push is coming to shove though. You about to see.
Most High's about to start pushing
About to
back.
see. It's time though.
Definitely.
Isn't it time?
It's definitely time.
Look how long it has been, bro. It's going on 2,000 years, bro.
Had a nice
Imagine
run.
that, bro.
Had a nice run.
These people have been. I'm talking about the demonic forces, man. They've been kicking up dust for a long time down here. We've heard so much about Christ's kingdom and getting into it. And we all like, man, when? Right? All right, go ahead.
Verse 13. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the house where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt.
Right, so so it's a plague that he sends in there. This is what kills the firstborn. There's some kind of disease that kills them. I think when they found that little boy too, they ain't know what killed him. They didn't figure out how he died. This thing he dead. This is how you know it's something divine. When someone dies, and you're like, man, we don't know how this person died. That's usually kind of something divine happened. You ain't gonna figure it out.
Just stopped his clock.
That's it.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Verse 14. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever.
Well, there it is right there. We gotta do that throughout the generation. There is no limitation on location, right? We gotta keep it forever. You can say, well, I can't keep it because we're not in Jerusalem. It doesn't say that nowhere. Where does it say that? And it said this is a memorial. This is a zakir.
Through speaking.
Go ahead.
Verse 15. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread, even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your house, for whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
Right, cut off from Israel. You're no longer an Israelite.
And that's the only way to become no longer an Israelite.
Well, if you're not here, dead.
Cut off.
Like I said, this verse is it's tricky. It's tricky. You know what I'm saying? It could be that you're no longer an Israelite, or it could be that you be put to death. Right? I mean, you come from Jacob. See, the difference is that you have sons of Jacob, and you have sons of Israel. You think it's the same thing?
One is carnal, one is spiritual.
Right. So it's speaking of you cut off from Israel. Israel is the Most High's name. So who you cut off from exactly? You cut off from the Most High, right? Not that you cut off from a blood descendant of Jacob. Right. You cut off from God. God's cutting you off from Himself. And once God cut you off from Himself, who's left?
Yeah, you left to Hashatan.
You left out the time.
Mm.
Left out there on your own. Not that's who's gonna come and swoop you up. Go ahead.
Verse 16. And in the first day there shall be a holy convocation, and in the seventh day there shall be a holy convocation unto you. No matter of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you.
So there's work, you can do some work in there. They specify what kind of work it is. Work pertaining to that. Right? Can't do no work. Yeah, save that which every man must eat. Gotta prepare. Lamb ain't gonna cook itself, is it?
Wow.
Only that which you might be done. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 17. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe the day in your generations by the ordinance forever.
Shall we see what the Most High brought out of Egypt? He brought out armies. Armies. What he brought out of there? Regular people, armies. Brought y'all your armies out of the land of Egypt.
Organized.
That's why they have to eat on the move.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's organization. The armies don't move unorganized. You ever seen the army move unorganized? They do that. This was an organized exit. They show you in the Ten Commandments, sheep over here, people all over the place, cars over here. Ridiculous, man. Come on, that's not what happened.
Military formation.
Everybody was in order. Women in their place, children in their place, old people in their place, man in their place. Everything was in order, man. But the Most High is about order. That's what the scripture said. Most High all the confusion. That all things be done decently and in order. All things, it said. Go ahead.
Verse 18. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 20th day of the month at even.
Right. So we see it right there. The people are arguing that Passover and unleavened bread is on two different days. They said it's on two different days. Now, let's analyze it if it's on two different days. Can we first get Luke chapter 22, verse 1? Now I'm gonna get the verse where they're trying to say it is. We're gonna analyze it to see. Because we need to see. Again, we don't run from nothing.
I got this one right there.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, reading from the book of Luke, chapter 22, and verse 1, it reads, Now the feast of unleavened bread drew nigh, which is called the Passover.
Well, if they're on two different days, why would you even call it that first day? Right? You can't call living bread Passover and they're on two different days. You shouldn't be able to do that. Right? Only way it makes sense if they're on the same day. You just read just now where it says that unleavened bread was 7 days. Did you not read that? Can we read it again? So we can be sure.
Yeah,
Let's read it again for the people.
Exodus chapter 12, starting at verse 18.
Yes, sir.
In the first month of the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at even.
That's 7 days. Am I wrong?
It is 7 days.
So unleavened bread is a 7-day feast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now listen, we're about to find out that Passover is a 7-day feast. Can we get Ezekiel? Can we get Ezekiel chapter 45, verse 21? Ezekiel chapter 45, verse 21.
Verse 21.
Again, I need the people who are saying that Passover is in a different day. I need you to reconcile this verse for me, please.
But
Ezekiel chapter 45, reading at verse 21. And in the first month, and the 14th day of the month, ye shall have a Passover, a feast of 7 days.
A feast of how long?
7 days.
Passover is a feast of 7 days. Says it right here. Go ahead.
Unleavened bread shall be eaten.
Unleavened bread shall be eaten. He says Passover, a feast of 7 days. So Passover is also a 7-day feast. It's got to be on the same day as well again. Unleavened bread 7 days, Passover 7 days.
So we wouldn't eat it until like at least next Monday.
Huh?
We would eat leavened bread until like next Monday.
No,
Or
Saturday.
anything leavened.
Next Monday. That's 8 days.
So
7 days.
next Sunday.
yeah, you gotta look. You safe look at the calendar. You don't try to do it again. Try to get a visual of the calendar.
Saturday.
Saturday night, nightfall.
Come.
Sunday.
Yeah, because today's sundown.
I believe it's. I believe
You
that.
start today Sunday. You start today sundown.
But we should be technically
So
Monday.
technically Sunday.
Yeah, but maybe technically Monday though.
Huh?
Today's Sunday, but when the sun goes down, it'll be technically Monday.
Come on. Right. So technically then it's Sunday.
Sunday, right? Sunday, yeah.
Yeah. So Saturday, sundown. Right? Clear, Tony?
Come.
All right, let's get Exodus. Let's get the verse that they go to. Exodus 20. Verse 15. Uh-oh. That's already out. All right.
Exodus 20:15.
Okay. Oh, that's not the right verse. Not Exodus.
Not Exodus.
Not Exodus 20.
Wow. Exodus 33.
Exodus 30.
At 33 and what? 15.
Can you hear? Hey, Shalom, Ariah, can you hear us?
Shalom up.
Still connecting. Maybe he's still connecting.
Shalom, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. We can hear you now.
All right, I won't be on here long with y'all, just for a little bit.
Okay.
Shalom.
Yeah, thank you for tapping in with us, brother. That's why. It's Numbers 20. Oh. Let me confirm it. Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while. I got it. Number 33.
Numbers 33.
Instead of let's do verse 3.
Three.
Yep. Okay, who got that?
I'll take it.
Go ahead.
I read from the book of Numbers, chapter 33, verse 3. It reads, and they departed from Ramses in the first month, on the 15th day of the first month. On the morrow after the Passover, the children of Israel went out with a high hand in the sight of all the Egyptians.
Right, this is the verse that they pulled.
Okay.
Right, it says it's the morrow after the Passover, they said, well, listen, see, brother, it's the day after the Passover, right? That's what it says right here. It's in the first month, the 15th day of the month. On the day after
That- Dude.
I'm saying,
Man. We're on the same page, bro. I feel you on that one.
something seemed to be missing here.
It does.
It sounds like it is saying it's after the
Right,
Passover.
right, it does, it does. yeah,
Right.
Right.
But here's what they're missing.
Something.
It is okay. When is the Passover killed?
Oh, okay, that's what's talking. It's between the two evenings. Evens.
It's killed on what day?
On the 14th.
It's killed on the 14th.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So the 15th is tomorrow after
After,
the
right.
Passover was what?
Killed.
Killed.
There you go.
And you reconcile that verse right there.
Mm-hmm.
On the tomorrow after the Passover was killed, because it's killed on the 14th.
It's killed on the 14th, right?
Right.
Like around 3 p.m.
So the 15th day is the day after. This is what I think they're missing with this verse. They don't understand. I can show you.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah. But at the same time, they might not believe that the day starts when the sun goes down.
They might not.
Yeah, right. right.
But I'm just saying, but
Yeah.
according to what this is reading, they left on the 14th day. I mean, sorry, the 15th day.
The 15th day, right.
The 15th day.
Right.
Then it said that's the day after the Passover. We know that the Passover was killed on the 14th day, the day before. They know they can't, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But again, they think that the Passover celebration itself, they thinking that's on the 14th day.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No, it's killed on the 14th day.
It's killed on the 14th. Okay.
Celebrated at even sundown. That'll be the 15th day.
Right.
That's what they're missing from this verse right here.
I guess. I mean, that is a good way to be explaining to them if they don't understand it. I think that's a good way.
Okay, if not,
I don't know. That's
if not, you gotta reconcile. We just read in Ezekiel.
Right. When you do,
Just read past
you really
it
do.
every day.
That's a good way to explain it, though. I think I didn't probably especially like for that part. For the day after.
To me, because I was when I first read it, it stumped me for a minute too.
Okay.
What's up with your mic? Your mic go in and out, low and high.
The last time.
Yeah.
Mike is in the car. I
in
keep
the
forgetting to
car,
bring it
okay.
out. Yeah, when to get in. No, because I don't want it to go through that setup thing. I ain't got time to be setting it up. I don't know if it's just plug and play.
Oh, you haven't used it yet?
No, it's the one we had before. Remember the big one that we had before? We had that one. There was no problem with it. Remember?
Okay.
That wasn't going in and out.
Okay.
But it was.
Only way you'll know is if you do it, man. Only way you'll know if it works is if you try it.
We know it works. I'm just saying it was kind of low though. That's why we got this flatter one here.
Oh.
It picks up more of the sound. But this one's starting to go in and out, like you're saying.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Maybe you gotta be something with the settings on the computer or something.
No, I think it's the mic. I think it's the mic.
It might be the microphone.
Because it happens randomly. Like it happens randomly.
It might be the microphone.
I got you.
Or it might be Hasatan.
I think it's the mic. It could be, but I think a mic might be. We could try any mic at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch that. I'm gonna just go to just bring it in and just have it.
There you go.
I keep bringing it, but I leave it in the van.
Mm.
I just take it out and bring it. Yeah, so for those that's listening that think that the Passover is on the 14th, hopefully that explanation right here.
I think that's a good explanation.
Because I mean, if not, I don't know. You have to reconcile Ezekiel for us, please,
Right, yeah.
and Luke, because Luke says they call it the same.
Yeah, it's the same day. Yeah.
Yeah, so please, we disagree. Enlighten us, please. I need to know. We need to know. All right, let's go back to Exodus chapter 12.
Okay. Yes, I'm gonna read for eyes. All right. Hey, what verse are you in?
Then we verse 19.
Okay. Read it. Okay. He said Ezekiel chapter 12 and verse 19.
Uh,
Okay. So Okay, so reading from the book of Ezekiel, chapter 12, verse 19, reads, 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses. For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land.
Either one, right?
Mhm.
So again, a stranger would be a sojourner with Israel, right?
Right.
Meaning he's permanent resident.
Mhm.
So this would apply to him. Now, if he's not a permanent resident, this would not apply to him,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
Whether he's or born in the land,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Verse 20. Ye shall eat nothing leavened, and all your inhabitants shall eat unleavened bread.
Ye shall eat nothing leavened. It says in all your habitation. That would include captivity.
Right, well, you go ahead, yeah.
You shall eat eat. You shall eat unleavened bread.
Mhm.
So this is telling you again, you're supposed to keep this even in the captivity.
You okay with it?
What?
It's not too much over there for you.
It's cool for now.
You good for now? Okay.
Go ahead.
Verse 21. And it reads, Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, Draw out and take you a lamb according to your families, and kill the Passover.
Go ahead.
Verse 22. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop and drop it in the blood that
Dip
I'm sorry?
and dip it.
Oh, I'm sorry. And dip it in the blood, and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out of the door of his house until the morning.
Right. None of you ain't going out until morning. Steady until the morning when you're out there. What's interesting about it? When you see morning, you in morning you think sun up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you break morning not necessarily sun up.
Mm-hmm. Don't tell me morning is starting the day in the middle of the night like Esau do. Don't tell me morning is starting the day in the middle of the night like Esau do at 12 a.m.
No, the reason I'm saying, can we get St. John chapter 20? Verse 1.
But
St. John chapter 20 from the top. The first day of the week cometh Mary Magdalene early, when it was yet dark, unto the sepulchre, and seeth the stone taken away from the sepulchre.
So she came very early. That sounds like it's like early in the morning,
it does.
right? She came early, but it says
But it's still dark.
it was still dark.
Mm-hmm.
It's the morning hours,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still dark.
Right.
So morning necessarily mean when the sun is
Sun is
up.
up.
It could be
Yeah.
right before the sun
Sun
comes
comes up,
up,
right,
because
yeah.
there is an allocation of hours that would be known as morning hours,
Right.
but it's still dark.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why people be missing.
Yeah.
It looked like she came here because in the New Testament you have the increments in 4, right? It's 3 hours 4 times,
Right.
which you make 12.
Okay.
And in the Old Testament, it's the opposite. It's 4 hours 3 times, right?
So it's
So it still makes 12. Yes, yeah. Go ahead.
it's normally starting at 3.
What?
3 o'clock morning time.
The morning hours.
Morning hours.
Will be from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. Right? That's the morning hour. If you came at 3 or 4, people say you came in the morning.
Right.
Right? But it's still dark.
Right.
Right? There was no light yet. And then when you read the other gospels, it says then it began to dawn
Okay.
until the first day of the week, right? When she came here, it was dark. So
Right.
the other ones read when can we get Matthew 28? I think Matthew 28 is the one that says that.
Yeah, in verse 1.
Yeah,
Okay, I got it.
go ahead.
Matthew chapter 28, verse 1 reads, and in the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn towards the first day of the week, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre.
Right, so now it's beginning to dawn. Now the light is starting to shine. When Mary Magdalene came by herself, it was still dark. It wasn't beginning to dawn when she came. She came at 3 a.m. in the morning. Still dark. When she comes back with this other sister right here, right? It's like 5:30, right? It's the dawn.
Okay.
See the light starting to come up now.
Yeah, because we right about the time that would have happened back then. And wow, that is really how that's happening.
It's exactly how it happened.
Wow.
So yeah, that's why it makes sense that she came by herself,
Right.
left and brought the other sister back, and they came back,
Mhm.
and now it's beginning to dawn.
Mhm.
And she left again,
Mhm.
and got some other woman and came back.
Come on.
But again, that's you paying attention to what Dux is saying. Other people they don't say that.
Mhm.
Let's go back to Exodus chapter 12, now in verse 23.
You want to pick it back on?
Yeah. Exodus chapter 12, starting at verse 23. And it reads, for the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians, and when he seeth the blood upon the, what is that? Lintel, and on the two sides posts, the Lord will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you.
Right, so the destroyer. So that's the angel. He gonna come in here and do what he do.
But that wouldn't be the angel of death, though, right?
Who else would it be?
Oh wow!
He's coming in to kill the firstborn.
Right, that's what he's doing.
He just turned them over to Hashatan.
Huh?
He turned them over to Hashatan, or
He's coming.
Don't know what that's the time.
no? I'm saying isn't Hashatan? What that I thought that was his title.
That was who? What?
Hashatan.
The
Angel of death?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so there's an actual angel over death also.
There's angels of death.
There's angels of death.
Yeah. Single one.
Yeah, not the myth, but he's talking about there's angels of death. Yeah, you think of like the story of the angels.
Huh?
Like the Grim Reaper.
That's what he was thinking something like that.
Yeah.
Grim Reaper.
I don't think that.
No, there's no. I mean, we know when Christ comes back, he's gonna do a lot of killing.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look like his apron dipped in blood.
Yeah, so is he an angel of death?
Right.
No,
Well, he took the keys back from Hashatan after his death, when he went and ministered to to hell for 3 days. That's when he took the title back.
Took the keys there.
that's what he said.
Because they didn't say Hashatan have it at first before
I don't know if he had the key to that.
keys of
Keys
death.
to hell.
The keys of death.
No.
Because
Look, he's
both
saying
sides
keys,
is the
but-
living of the God. He's the living of the God of the living. They was thinking Hashatan was like the God of the dead.
No.
Yeah, that's a lot of people probably think.
So who's the God of the dead?
Ain't no God.
God of the dead.
Right.
That's Egyptian. That's
Yes.
Anubis.
Yes. Right.
Of that myth. Now,
Right. Exactly.
why would you be the God of the dead?
For some
Because if they're dead, can they praise you?
But for some reason, they got a book over there in Egypt. It's called the Book of the Dead.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But the book of the dead is talking about people who have died and they transition in the underworld. You know what I'm saying?
Don't Mexico got that too? Book of the Dead.
No,
But they got that day that they celebrate, the Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
It was like Halloween.
Yeah. But I'm saying, if you were a god, why would you be the god of it? Why would you want to be the god of dead? They can't praise you. Because a god won't pray, does he not? People is dead, they're like, well, where praise coming from?
Right. There's nothing. Everything stopped already.
Who's the other one they have in the? Who's the other one they have in the? Hades. His name Hades, the god of the underworld.
Yeah.
What they call it again? Valhalla.
I don't know the name.
I don't know that name.
Yeah, that's a good name for it as well.
VAIL.
Yeah, you know how they talk about if a warrior die in battle, he go to Valhalla. Valhalla is some kind of like some kind of like heaven and hell type of situation.
Like Spawn. Yeah, Spawn talks about that. Spawn talks
You go
about
to
that.
I'm trying to remember the guy that's over hell.
That's what
I'm
Muslims
forgetting
must
his
think.
name.
That's what Muslims must think.
I think it's called. No, it's not called. No, it's not called Hades. Forgetting his name. But there's one of them that's supposed to be over it. Like in the Bible, they think that Abaddon, the angel at the bottom of the pit, right? They think he's an angel of hell. No, but there's many. I mean, there's no specific angel. I mean, any angel of the Most High tell them to put you to death. They'll put you to death.
Any one of them could do that.
Any one of them can do that. Left hand, or they teach us. Well, that's left hand angel stuff. The right hand don't do that. What? Right.
Is Abaddon the destroyer?
I don't think Abaddon is the destroyer. Abaddon is the angel at the bottom of the spit. He's down in the bottom of the spit.
Right.
The bottom of the spit is a very interesting term because it's a pit without a bottom. Which is an interesting term. Which the only way I can make sense of it is that's the earth. The earth is the pit. It doesn't have no bottom. It has a lower level, but there's nothing underneath. Right? Because they claim we are like suspended in their space.
Right. There's nothing above, nothing below.
There is something holding it up, pillars, but underneath that is nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Like it's somehow suspended in space. Let's say just to call it that.
Right.
Suspended in space, so to speak. As far as we know.
Yeah.
But I do know the rest of the title that goes with it. They do call him Abaddon the Destroyer. I don't know what that is, but there is.
Who calls him that?
I think that's Greek mythology.
Okay. Not Bible though.
Right.
Tony, you want to say something?
Oh, but wasn't it one of the angels that slapped one of the warriors and he died or something? One of the somebody got slapped.
He slapped one of them Edomite kings.
And he just died. Nobody know how he died. It was
They
written.
know how he died. They know how he died, but they don't know who killed him.
Wow. Get the soul knocked out your body. Wow.
Yeah. No, he was the angel of the Lord smote him, but the Bible is going to read the angel of the Lord smote him, right? And you think that he died right away. But when you go into the historical fact, the angel of the Lord smote him, right? And then he was in the bed for like I think he said for about 5 days, then he died. Right? Well, it's the same thing. The angel of the Lord smote him and he died. But he didn't die right away. He didn't slap him. Let me be clear.
Okay.
If he slapped him, he would have fell off his body.
Right.
He hit him with something.
Right. Like plague.
Some kind of plague he hit him with, right? He smote him kind of plague. And then plague eventually took his life. That's happened historically, that's what happened to him. Right. He was talking his mess, he's gonna hit him, sick.
Hey, I was going to drink this.
Deep though.
uh,
I said that's pretty deep.
that's what I'm saying. Like, the angel, like I said, when people are getting hit with stuff, it could be an angel that smoked you with something by the commandment of the Most High.
They didn't name that angel that did it.
Nah.
They,
God is the angel of the Lord.
come. Would that still be considered like one of the death angels? Oh no, no.
No, specific death angel. I mean, they just carry out the Most High's bidding. It's simple as that. You know what I'm saying? But the Most High won't done. Because it means that they all are foreign for to do what the Most High won't.
Right.
Most High, I want this done. I want to do it. I want to do it. I'll do
Right,
it.
right,
I'll do
right,
it.
right.
Everybody's like, I want to do it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It ain't nobody saying like, I don't want to do that. No, everybody wants to do it.
Right.
Everybody wants to get it done.
Right. Let me do it.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me get that done.
Yeah.
Come.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why it was like, if it be your will, like, can you remove this cup from it if it be your will? I know.
Yeah.
I know what I got to do.
This is what they're ministering spirits. They're there to serve, and when the Most High wants something done, they want to get that done for the Most High. That's how they get down. You know what I'm saying? That's the environment that's up there. Again, that's the environment that should be down here as well. When someone needs something done, they help. Hey man, let's get that done. We all want to get that done. So let's go back to this. So let me see if I have something going to destroy it, because I think the Lord and the Destroyer. The Destroyer. Can we get Psalms 78 and 49? Psalms chapter 40, Psalms chapter 78, verse 49. Psalms chapter 78. Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 78, reading at verse 49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them.
Sending evil angels among them. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 50. He made a way to his anger. He spared not their souls from death, but gave their lives over to the pestilence.
Go ahead.
Verse 51. And smote all the firstborns in Egypt, the chief of their strength, and the tabernacle of Ham.
Right. So we're thinking the same. So this we're reading about in Exodus chapter 12, right? The firstborn in Egypt. So verse 49 says, but he's sending evil angels among them. Right? So he's not sending like evil angels, he's sending angels that's doing his bidding, right? Which we consider as something evil.
Right, to carry out his order.
Right?
So
Like
it's
smoting the firstborn.
like this curse carried on from Ham down to the Egyptians.
The Egyptians are him.
Yeah, this is the tabernacles of Ham, that's the house of Ham. Egypt, Mizraim, this is a person. He's the son of Ham. So the Most High was smoting Hamites. They were Hamites. We consider Hamite. And here he said evil angel. We got more information there that it wasn't just one particular angel, but it was more than one.
Wow.
So
I always thought it was one angel.
more than one.
Wow.
the angels, they went out into the houses of the Egyptians and smote the firstborn. So it wasn't like one of them went and did all of them. It was multiple angels that went to the houses of the Egyptians.
You want me to put that out before you get too, I mean, cause it's getting low.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
You let it go out, hopefully it'll burn on the way out.
Sometimes when you hear Ham, you hear Hamites and Canaanites, like they try to do the split on the way. Even Canaanites is still Hamite.
Color.
And Egypt is a part of all of that.
All of the tabernacles of Ham. Now, let's go back to Exodus chapter 12. So the destroying angel, you see now this angel right here, he went over the houses of the Israelites.
Mhm.
And then he sent the other ones to go over the houses of the Egyptians.
Oh, okay.
Hey, and these firstborns, they, you know, like in the movies, they show you just kids, but it just wasn't kids, right?
Mhm.
It was like grown men too.
Come.
Yeah, anybody was firstborn.
And
Yeah.
oxes and sheep
Oh.
and everything.
Even the girls, that's firstborn.
If the girl was firstborn, yes, her too. If she's the firstborn, she will die.
Mhm.
To the firstborn.
Mhm.
I thought it was normally men.
When we read in the book of Jasher, you know that woman that saved Moses,
Mhm.
she's a firstborn,
Mhm.
but she didn't die.
Mhm.
You know why she didn't die?
Cause you take more.
She saved Moses. That's why Moses told her.
The one that saved her from the river.
Yes.
Come on.
Because when all this is going on, she's untouched.
Mhm.
Her house is untouched.
Hey, in I think in the movie that the Ten Commandments, she was among Moses when that happened.
She was what?
I think she was with Moses when that happened in the movie.
She was with Egypt when the plague happened. You talking about?
Yeah, when the Passover, when it passed over, I think in the movies that she was with Moses.
Yeah, I think I think you're right. Yeah, because she wasn't harmed. She was the firstborn.
Mhm.
And when that happened with the house, she was getting mad at Moses. Moses says, "You know, you're a firstborn." He said, "Did you anything happen to you?" She said, "No." He said, "There it is, then."
Mhm.
Like, you know why?
Like, you know why it happened to you.
I don't gotta spell it out for you.
She's like, "Well, but my people," she said, "they would listen."
Goodbye.
He said, "Nobody that was nobody that did good, nothing happened to them. It was all good."
Mm.
He said, "You were." She said, "Yeah, I was untouched. Nothing about in my house. I was straight. Nothing happened to me." She said, "Okay." So you complaining about?
So because of Moses, she also believed in the Most High, because he had to have taught her about him.
No, she know the Most High. She don't believe in the Most High.
Come.
Again, people keep forgetting it. People keep forgetting it ain't that simple as just
Right.
cross over.
Yeah.
You gotta keep your customs.
Yeah, not only that, if you do something like that, you know that guy, I think it's to the common.
Yeah.
His name is
Yeah.
the one that believed in one God.
To the come.
Is it him? I'm not familiar with this ridiculousness. You know what I'm saying?
Come.
One of them believed in one God.
Mhm.
One of them pharaohs there.
Mhm.
They go to Lynn to destroy his statue and defame him. But that's not how Egypt moved. They believe in multiple gods. But this Pharaoh come on the scene and he's letting them know there's only one God.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
And I'm trying to pinpoint what time frame is this Pharaoh in.
Mhm.
It sounds like he fits more with Joseph.
Oh, God.
He fits more with who think you
I was saying Abraham, because remember, he's talking to that Pharaoh that tried to take his wife.
What's God saying?
So he believed in the Most High, though.
who?
That Pharaoh that took Abraham's wife. He said, I kept you from sinning.
He didn't take it.
No, not that Pharaoh.
Okay.
You're talking about Abimelech.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Okay.
That Pharaoh, he took Sarah,
Mm-hmm.
but he found out that she was married.
Mm-hmm. And God said, I kept you from sinning. But
No, not him. He didn't touch her. He found out she was married to Abraham.
Mhm.
He let her go. And then he also gave her some gifts. What's interesting about it, the Jewish history says he gave her the land of Goshen. where the Israelites stayed when they came in there. He said he gave that land to Sarah.
Wow.
That's what it said. How true it is, I don't know. What it is. He gave her that land.
Like,
And he also gave her Hagar. At that
Mhm.
time, he gave her Hagar as a handmaid. Because Hagar is an Egyptian.
Right.
She was a concubine of that king, that Egyptian guy.
that makes so much sense now. Oh wow, you just put some missing pieces together for me. Ooh wee.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's who Hagar was.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Where Hagar come from to be messing up this story like this? Oh, it's a
and that Pharaoh.
yeah, the crossing of yeah, wow.
Yeah, he gave her because it says he gave them gifts and horse and different cattle and stuff. He gave to Abraham, right? The Bible don't tell us that they also included Hagar, some handmaids and servants. Yeah.
That's deep. That's deep. And she's right there to mess everything up too. If after they have Ishmael, she got to be sent out into the wilderness, and she's got to be arguing over Abraham having with the man. I guess.
Oh, because it say you'll be fathers of many nations. So that nation probably had to come about with him mixing with the Egyptian because they didn't know she couldn't get pregnant at the time and all how it went.
You about Sarah?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, they knew Sarah was she wasn't getting pregnant for a long time, bro. They been trying for a long time.
And she even said it like, try my handmaid.
You go by the law that she didn't do the law of the land. I just go back, finish up Exodus chapter 12.
We had verse 24.
Or come.
Okay. Yeah, finish 23. Exodus chapter 12, verse 24. And ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever.
Forever. Supposed to do this forever. Confirm it to our sons after us. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass when ye be come to the land which the Lord will give you according to his hath promised, that ye shall keep this service.
You're supposed to keep this in the land. Right? This is a service unto the Most High. Go ahead.
Verse 26. And it shall come to pass when your children shall say unto you, that mean ye by this service. What mean ye by this service?
What mean ye by you doing this Passover? Go ahead.
27. That ye shall say, it is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses, and the people bowed the head and worshiped.
Right. That's what they did. When the Most High did that, they bowed their head and worshiped. This is when Israel was in order. Giving the Most High praise and worship. Go ahead.
Verse 28. And the children of Israel went away and did as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron, so they did.
This is when Israel again was in order. So they followed Aaron and Moses. Go ahead.
And it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captivity that was in the dungeon?
Yeah.
In the dungeon, and all the firstborn of the cattle.
Right. So we saw, but we understand how the Most High did it. He sent them evil angels to do it. Go ahead.
Verse 30. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead.
Yeah. Every house had a firstborn, and one was dead. But again, it ain't just male.
Right.
Any firstborn, female too. Go ahead.
Verse 31. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night and said, Rise up and get you forth from among my people, both ye and the children of Israel, and go serve the Lord as ye have said.
Shake the spot.
King rocks.
Go ahead.
Verse 32. Also take your flocks and your herds as ye have said, and be gone, and bless me also.
Yeah, bless me too, please.
Mm.
Leave a little blessing for me right before you leave. Can I get a little something before you go? Go ahead.
Verse 33. And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people that they might send them out of the land in haste, for they said, We be all dead men.
We dead. We done. You gotta get them out of here. As long as they stay, we ain't gonna survive. They was rushing us up out of there. Right? They was rushing us up out of there. This is midnight.
Mm.
Right?
He's shooting us.
12 midnight. Right? This is like 6 hours towards dawn.
Mm.
They're rushing us up out of there. Y'all got to go. Let's go. So we getting together, getting our flocks and different things together, getting ourselves lined up. Go ahead.
Verse 34. And the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading, their kneadings through being bound up,
Kneading
kneading troughs being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders.
Right. So they had the bread without leavening in it, like in a little pouch. And they carried it on their shoulder, right? They had it over their shoulder on their back.
Okay.
Say, cause they're thrusting them out. See, they're trying to make the dough without leaven and spread it out. Then they gotta go ahead and then bake it, right? So they rushing them out of there. So they didn't. So some of them didn't finish making the unleavened bread. Well, it probably was the unleavened bread that they probably bread that they was going to carry with them. Because they had unleavened that they ate early that when the sun went down, they ate unleavened bread. Then they had some other unleavened bread that they had made for them to eat the next day. That's stuff that they had in their pouch for them to go with the travel with. Because they got to eat unleavened bread for 7 days.
Come.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 35. And the children of Israel did according to the words of Moses, and they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment.
Right, so we can see this is where they had some of this gold to make that golden calf. They got some of that stuff from the Egyptians. Go ahead.
Verse 36. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians.
Yeah, robbed them. They were giving us what they required, and so we robbed them. They were sending us out, getting us up out of there. We spoiled the Egyptians. They gave it to us, and we gone. I mean, you gonna give someone something that's gonna be gone permanently?
Or let somebody borrow, and they gonna be.
Well, that's what the text is saying. We spoiled them because, but they was giving it to us freely because they wanted us up out of it. We wasn't coming back and be like, listen, I'm gonna come back next month and bring your stuff back. We ain't coming back, period.
Right.
This is a one-way trip. This isn't a round trip, one-way trip.
They understood it too.
They understood that. Yeah, they understood that. Remember, they wanted us up out of it.
Right.
If we come back, it'd be more trouble for them.
Come. More plagues.
No play. Yeah, so when it says it spoiled them, they gave us what we wanted, and we get up out of it, and we didn't physically gunpoint to them. I mean, we robbed them. I mean, we got things from them. They gave us things from them free.
What else you want?
Whatever they asking for, the Egyptians was giving it to them. They wanted to, you want when you want someone to leave, you just be like, yeah, take it, go, just go,
Yeah, get
go.
out, please.
Just get out. Take it, go. All right, go ahead.
Verse 37. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men beside children.
Right, so they went from Ramesses to Sukkot. Right, Sukkot again is that's boots. Right, so they went from Ramesses to boots. Tents, right? About 600,000 on foot, were men besides children. That's speaking to the army. Besides children. Besides children. Okay, bro. So but like I said, they trying to make it seem like they're trying to make it seem like Ramesses is something that happened later on in the future. That when the Israelites was in Egypt, there was no city called Ramesses. Because they say Ramesses is supposed to come from the Pharaoh Ramesses.
Right.
But Ramesses existed going all the way back to the time of Jacob. They just want to they just want to hide the truth. Go ahead.
Verse 38. And a mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herds, even very much cattle.
So a mixed multitude also went up, right? Meaning a mingled or a mongrel.
They're talking about some of the Egyptians kind of mixed with them.
Yeah, mongrel group. Mingled, mongrel. Mixed multitude also out of there as well.
Who were some other ones that beside who the Egyptians kind of feared? Like they didn't want us to click with them.
Any one of their enemies. Usually had a few enemies. Any one of their enemies they didn't want to get with. Anybody that's in the you had the Canaanites in the Levant, even though it was over them, they were considered their enemies. The Assyrians. Right, but at this time, these nations are like they're not on the rise. You know, they're just on the low. They're trying to build themselves together, build up. Not too long after though, the Assyrians build themselves up. Because again, like at this time right here, Egypt is decimated. Right, the firstborns is dead, all the plagues that hit them, right? So Egypt itself is decimated. And then after the Red Sea crossing, the army decimated, right? So then all the land they have control over is like what they dead? Yes. So now they free to go ahead and build up their country, build up their military, build everything up. You know what I'm saying? And now they're no longer under the hand of the Egyptians no more, because their army just drowned in the Red Sea. Again, these nations have this records. Because I'm sure they're going to check. Should have drowned in the Red Sea? Yes. You're gonna go see. What they go see, that body was lying all over the edge.
The cherubs at the bottom of it.
Yeah, cherub, and they verify these things. So I'm sure they recorded this in their records, right? This so-called white man here hiding these records to prove that actually happened. He's gonna say it never happened, but if you get any records of a nation saying yes, our army went, we have it in the records, or people went, to the Red Sea, and we saw Egyptians floating, dead bodies, everything else, floating inside of the Red Sea at this time. That event actually happened. Like at this time, Egypt is a superpower.
Right.
And the superpower, if the army drowned in the river, you finna go verify that.
Right. Right. Because we free after that.
Right, even right now. If the US military somehow just drowned somewhere, the Chinese finna go check. Everybody finna, the Russians finna go check to make sure they go, yep, they dead.
Yeah.
Yep. We can now do our thing.
Right.
Right?
Right.
They ain't gonna make a move that they're sure that they dead. You know, saying the submarines and everything down there, they go check. Yep, we see them all. They dead. So every nation that hated the Egyptians, that had to pay taxes and all that under them for them, they go check and say, "Yep, we good. No more taxes. Good. Keep all that money to us and build our nation up."
No more giving to Caesar.
That's exactly what they did. All right, go ahead.
Well, verse 40 or 38?
30. 38.
38?
It is 39.
39. Oh, yeah, 30. Exodus chapter 12, starting in verse 39. And they baked unleavened cakes of the dough which they brought forth out of Egypt, for it was not leavened, because they were thrust out of Egypt and could not tarry, neither had they prepared themselves any victuals.
Right. Go ahead.
40. Now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years.
430 years, right? Well, that's Egypt and Canaan. It ain't just Egypt. Wasn't the math don't math. If it's just Egypt, would make no sense. Go ahead.
Okay. 41. And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the selfsame day, it came to pass that all the hosts of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt.
Yeah, again, like I was telling Gabar, it's crazy. It's the exact same day, 430 years in the past. Whatever day that was. And that again shows you there's a cycle going on. It's a mathematical calculated cycle where the Most High is the one that mustered that. He had them come out on that exact day to a T. Again, that's what I told them. This speaks to that Essenes calendar. The day calendar is automatically on the same, it starts on the same day every year. It starts on a Wednesday every year. You do not shift. Everything lines up and stays lined up.
And that's when Hamashiach Yahweh Shai passed on a Wednesday.
Huh?
Hamashiach Yahweh Shai passed on a Wednesday.
Not on a Wednesday, come. Yeah. That's the calendar we need to try to get back to and find out. Eventually we're gonna get it back one way or the other. Yes, sir.
I was wondering, was it at the Last Supper or the Passover when Christ observed?
When he was what?
The Last Supper or the Passover?
For what?
Or when Christ was when he was doing it with the apostles, was that a Last Supper or a Passover?
That's called a last. But both of those is incorrect. It's not a Last Supper because that's the last time he ate. The Last Supper is mean the last time you ate, right? That's the last time Christ ate. Christ ate after he resurrected. That wouldn't be called his Last Supper. It would be the Last Supper before he died. Maybe you got to put something before he died with it. Right. That would make it more accurate.
Be specific.
Yeah, but it wasn't a Passover because there was no lamb eaten at the Passover.
And it was leavened bread there.
And leavened bread was there too. No, it wasn't a Passover.
So it wasn't a Last Supper either.
It was the Last Supper if he's speaking about before he died.
Before he passed.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it wasn't a Last Supper as a last supper, no.
But if it was the Last Supper with his apostles, would that be?
Say again?
Would that be a Last Supper doing it with his apostles?
No, he ate with the apostles after he resurrected. It wouldn't be that either.
Nah, I was just saying, cause that old guy in Israel, the old black guy, he has a paper saying the Last Supper was not the Passover.
Yeah, it was in the Passover, but it wasn't the Last Supper neither. You got that wrong as well.
But he said he had it right about the Christ dying on the Wednesday, being ready, doing that though. He does the sliver though. He used the sliver.
Yeah.
So he's right there.
Smart.
He's right there in Israel.
A dark moon don't make no sense. That makes sense. That's not, it don't make sense mathematically, it doesn't make sense visually, it don't make sense historically. There is no historical evidence of anyone going by a dark moon. This is new stuff. Every other sources said they cited it.
Mhm.
I've not seen a sourceship that said that they cited anything dark. There isn't a source that says any of that. I mean, if that's true, there will be a source that says that. How come there isn't one that says any of that?
Mhm. And then there were priests there, so they would have it all in the right. This is the right moon to do.
Yeah.
It's a calendar used for like a clock and other stuff.
Yeah, but so we have witnesses before Christ and after Christ. They're both saying the same thing. They cited it.
Mm.
So I'm like, come on, man.
Mm.
What are we arguing here right now?
Mm.
Dark moon is Esau. Edomite calendar said the dark moon is the beginning of the month. That's what it says.
Mm.
And we know he's off.
Tension.
And we know why he's off. Because he wants you off.
Mm.
That's when I knew what them brothers were saying in New York was wrong. When they said God got Esau in the right time frame, I said, that's when I know that y'all 2000 is wrong. When he said that, I ain't had to see what's in the breakdown. Once he said that, I said, I know it's off.
Mm. Mhm.
As soon as he said that, I said, no, that's wrong.
Mm.
It's a ridiculous statement to say when you've been teaching for so many years.
Mhm.
This dude is the devil. He changed this and that,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
His day begins at midnight.
Mhm.
Now you're gonna come back and say God got him on the right time. What?
Mhm.
Come on, man. Y'all gotta get consistent with y'all doctrine, man. Please line it up for us. Please, please.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Verse 42. It is a night to be much observed unto the Lord for bringing them out from the land of Egypt. This is that night of the Lord to be observed of all the children of Israel in their generations.
Yeah, so we gotta observe the night to the Most High. Thank you for bringing us up out of bondage, captivity. Similar to what we hear, similar to what's going on here in North America. You're gonna come get us from up out of here as well. Wherever else we are. Go ahead.
Verse 43. And the Lord said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no strangers eat thereof.
See, that was just what I said, no stranger's gonna eat. Eat, right? No outsider. No stranger's supposed to eat of it. Can't eat the Passover. But then it says they can't eat it. Go ahead.
44. But every man's servant that is brought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof.
Now we get more specific.
Mm-hmm.
Bought with money. I mean, he belongs to you. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta circumcise him.
Mm-hmm.
Then he can go ahead and eat it. Go ahead.
A foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof.
See, a foreigner
Mm-hmm.
and a hired servant. A hired servant is someone, he works for you. You didn't buy him with money.
Mm-hmm.
You hired him to work for you and you're paying him. Right? Then he gonna go about his business. A foreigner is someone that does not live in the land.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He comes into the land, he's just traveling through and he's going about his business. He have no intention of staying.
Good stuff.
Right, so when Bible say a sojourner with the Israel, this is someone who is a permanent resident that's traveling with us permanently. He ain't not going nowhere, he's staying in the land. So he has to keep circumcision, he has to keep others in commandments. He can eat the Passover. But he has to be a permanent resident. Go ahead.
46. In one house shall it be eaten, thou shalt not carry forth aught of the flesh abroad out of the house, neither shall ye break a bone thereof.
Right, so you're supposed to keep it, you can't be going from house to house with it. You gotta keep it in that one house, eating it. You don't eat all of it, then you burn it. And you can't break a bone of it, neither. Yeah, that's another thing that we're not over. Cause we don't know, they probably broke one of the bones.
Really, seriously, yeah.
We don't know.
We have no idea.
I know it was some cutting.
Because cutting it
Yeah.
is cutting it is something that's breaking the bone.
Yeah,
Depending where you cut. Right? Right. You see they cut a leg off, then it's not breaking the bone.
So that's why, the reason why when the brothers do, they
Put it all
They do it whole and then
The whole-
just cut the, yes,
the whole thing on the grill,
Yeah.
the head too.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
It said roast the whole thing.
The whole thing, yeah.
With everything in it.
Yeah.
But then you're gonna take out the inside when you finish
Yeah,
roasting it up. So you're gonna just cut the skin off,
Right.
thing like that. But that is the way to do it though. Again, we're just limited on what we can do.
So first you gotta split the neck, cut it, the neck, let it bleed out,
Yeah.
then hang it up upside down and then start pulling the hair, the skin off of it with that. Okay,
Flaring it.
but you have to hold the skin tight though. So,
Right.
okay,
You just take the skin off of it. And you put it in that thing, like a rotisserie thing. And then you flame boil it. With unleavened bread
Right.
and bitter herbs.
They was making cake all the way back then.
Huh?
They was making cake all the way back then. Baking cake.
No, Tony.
We talking about cake.
It says cake.
Totally.
We're talking about.
And they baked
Oh.
leather cakes.
That's unleavened bread.
That's bread.
Unleavened bread.
That's not no Duncan Hines cake.
that's not, that's not
Morsels.
that's not hostess cake.
That's not no red velvet cake either.
Yeah, you know.
Tony wants some tasty morsels.
That cake place still in the mall over here?
Yeah.
It still got, yeah. When we have the unleavened bread is over, then you can go get you some cakes out of it.
That thing's supposed to be called something else.
What's that?
That thing in that store. Because cakes is originally as a word used for bread.
Oh,
You
that's,
reading it right? This is 1611
Yeah,
language.
it's
This is what they call bread back then. They call it cakes.
Mm-hmm.
That thing should be called something else.
I mean, the bakery, I think they call their bread cakes.
But that's not made out of flour.
What is?
That cake thing in there,
What cake?
that's what they sell.
Which cake?
Huh?
I mean, because cakes do have flour in it.
Yeah, that one that they selling
I don't know which one you're
with
talking
all the
about.
design on it.
Yeah, that's made with flour.
With the
Yeah, it was made flour, yeah.
that's made of a box. There's a box.
Yeah.
that is a box of something that came out of a laboratory or something.
I really don't know what you're talking about. I don't know.
I think those are the instant cakes that you're talking about.
Yeah, when you put them in a can and it fluffs up.
That's an instant cake.
Yeah. But that's what they're using.
No.
They got a bakery in there?
Yeah.
I ain't sure no bake. There's a bakery in there.
Yes, there's a bakery in there, yes. The bakery, yeah. Yeah, they bake everything.
I don't know that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Like the pastries.
It's a bakery. They bake everything there.
Okay.
It's one bakery, yeah. Yeah, they just do like sweets and stuff. That's all they do. Like they do like red baby cakes, all that stuff.
So they do it kind of like a pizza style? How they, how they do pizza?
different.
Pizza.
No, they're just desserts.
But I'm saying,
The cakes.
but if, okay, if that's bread, flour is bread.
Mm-hmm.
But
When you look at a flour is
yeah,
bread.
but like
I was the cakes.
but those cakes have flour. They use flour to make those cakes.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but that's a bread.
Okay.
It's not a cake. I'm saying that thing you're talking about, you calling a cake? That's
Because
that thing in that box.
Pastry, huh?
You talking about the Dunkin' Hines, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about that stuff in the that's a cake. That doesn't originate from flour.
Okay.
What he's talking about, the cake that he's talking about.
You talking about the cake mix.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm
I'm talking about that.
That's
the cake.
That's an instance though. Okay.
That's the cake, though. But what you talking about?
I see what
If you break it, you basically making the bread.
bread.
Yeah, right.
Then you put stuff on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So it would better be called sweet bread or something.
There you go.
Okay,
That's hard to say.
I see what
That thing told me that needs to be called something else.
Yeah, I got
Because that's not a bread.
I got
That's
you.
not that's not a cake.
Mhm.
That's something else.
And it's called, what's the name of that place?
I forgot.
But even that, you got to watch the so-called dough they use. That's not even from the ground.
Mhm.
Use some chemicals.
Not even that, but they have like some stuff in it too. Like I forgot what they have. They have because they have that specific place they have like a list. So like they have like things like I forgot what they have. Like I don't know if it's I forgot. It's something that I don't know if it's pork or something like whatever, but it's something that they like something that they have in the stuff that you have to be careful of. You know what I'm saying?
That somewhere make their own bread
Mhm.
or bake their own bread in there.
Mhm.
Well, they do too.
But I'm saying, but that's not bread. They say it is.
Mhm.
You
What?
eat that bread,
Mhm.
you don't get sick.
Mhm.
Oh, you're talking about the Subway bread.
The Subway bread.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You don't
It's
get sick if you eat that. That's not real bread.
It's not real bread, no.
But when you look at it, it look like it's dough
Right,
that
yeah.
they don't, knead it in there and put it out in the garage and all that.
Right.
I know exactly what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Because I listen, I ate that, man, I was so sick, bro. I said never. That's why I stopped eating Subway.
Yeah, because they have they using like those they don't really using like real like I guess real ingredients. Like,
Instead of real flour.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I know what they're adding to it because I was watching it when they got popped for that. There's something like wood chips that they use that has like a rising element to it, and it's tasteless. So they cut costs and put that in there, and that's where what you're talking about right there. That little secret ingredient that they put to cut costs.
Yeah, poison ingredient.
Poison.
Yeah, that's why I stopped eating Subway years ago. When I said I said, man, why am I sick? It's supposed to be. I ate they had the wheat one.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, y'all making your own wheat bread. This must be
Oh
healthy.
no, that's not just the way to think about it.
No, what I'm thinking about
I
yeah, when I thinking about
got you.
no, this is not wheat bread.
I got the other one.
What you got, the Parmesan cheese? That's what
No,
you get?
I would get like the 9 grain or something like that.
Oh,
okay.
9 grain.
9 to 12 grain, something like that. I would get like that.
Any grade is bad.
Yeah.
That ain't
I mean,
real.
yeah, of course.
You know
But what about they flat bread?
I mean, I don't really, I don't eat like sandwiches like that. Like if anymore, I get like I get like a chopped salad. Like I get everything in the chopped salad.
The sandwich is good. The bread is the problem.
Mhm.
Bread is the
The
problem.
problem is the bread is the problem.
Mhm.
If they had real wheat bread,
There you go.
it could be different.
So what happened to Quiznos? You remember Quiznos?
They probably went out of business.
They probably did the
They
same
went
thing
out of
too.
They
business.
probably went out of business.
They had
Too much
another-
competition.
They have better sandwiches though.
Yeah, too much
Quiznos,
competition.
Yeah, they have better sandwiches.
There was the other sandwich place back in the day. I can't remember. They went out of business.
Yeah, there was a few of them back in the day.
Mike's is still around.
Yeah. That's probably the biggest one besides the Subway now.
Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's. Yeah, that's around. That's that over there in Westwood. Is that
Oh yeah, what's that called?
it stays open too.
Yeah, but they're in fierce competition with Subway. Subway's beat.
Behind because But see, I mean,
So Subway, see, when Subway went to that dollar, to that
Yeah.
$5 sub,
Yeah.
it was really hurting them.
Mm.
yeah, and that's probably the reason why you need to watch out with the food. I mean, because if they starting selling it, they have sales every other week. That's what, you know, people buying that stuff because there's nothing there, you know, they buying it because it's cheap, but they end up getting sick though,
Yeah, definitely.
you know?
Yeah.
This is like Burger King and McDonald's when they have sales and Jack in the Box, everybody now is getting sick, you know?
Time to cook at the house.
Try to.
All right, go ahead.
We're at verse 48 or 47. Yeah, 47.
47.
Exodus chapter 12, verse 47. All the congregation of Israel shall keep it.
Is the Israelites don't have an option to keep the Passover. You can't say we ain't gonna do that. You let the Israelite find out you're supposed to keep Passover and don't do what's happening. Most time ain't playing with you. Go ahead.
48. And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee,
So sojourn, meaning he is permanent. He's a permanent resident with us. Go ahead.
and will keep the Passover to the Lord, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it. And he shall be as one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof.
Right. This is where these guys get this stuff twisted up. They say, well, as one born in the land. Like,
See,
like he had-
grafted in. Grafted in.
I ain't not grab.
You see, it said shall be one born in the land, that means equal rights.
Born in what land?
In born in the land, I mean, like of the land of Israel, right? Or no?
No.
Let's go with that.
Let's go with that.
Let's go with that.
Okay, cool.
He's born in the land, so that means what?
Equal.
We born in this land, and we equal. Well, you guys are born in this land. You guys equal?
Not at all.
Well, according to Allah, you born in the land.
No. I'm not saying. I'm not talking
what
about.
you were saying.
I'm not talking about America.
We
We're
talking
talking about this situation right here.
Israel.
Because this is the Lord's Passover. Because he said let them come near, and they should be as one
Okay,
land.
but that's what I'm saying.
Right?
We the apple of
We
his
don't
eye.
we don't see that in no land.
No. I agree. I'm just saying that's what people say. I definitely agree with you for sure.
No, but I'm pointing out that doesn't make no sense because we don't see that. And I'm thinking, well, let's come out of the text right now and come into our time.
Mm-hmm.
Or you go to any time
Mm-hmm.
if you want to.
Okay.
If anybody that's a stranger go to a
Right.
different land,
Right.
and he has children born in that land,
Mm-hmm.
he isn't equal to the people that originated in that land.
No.
No. Never.
He's not.
Nowhere.
He said, I was born here. They're like, so you ain't one of us.
Right.
You came here to work on the
Our
railroad.
ancestors came over here and they built this land. It's not given to us.
Right,
You ain't
right.
one of us.
Mm-hmm.
So born here doesn't give you all the rights of the indigenous people
Mm-hmm.
who the land belonged to.
That would be prideful to think that it was you can be an equal.
I'm just saying that's one route to go with. There's another route I can go through it as well.
Mhm.
The Torah says, "Can no stranger be king?"
Right. That's true.
Mhm.
The Torah says you can't be
Right.
priests.
Right.
Mhm. Mhm.
It don't matter if you born or not
Right.
in the land.
So there can't be no equality.
You can't be no equality.
That's how Caesar got stuck up because they like you can't mix the blood like this.
Huh?
Caesar got stabbed up because like you can't mix up the blood.
Oh yeah,
It's
you trying
Ethiopian.
to bring in the ear by a different woman that wasn't a Roman.
Strange woman.
Yeah, we got Cleopatra.
Yeah.
Oh, that-
They don't want that. That's where they want pure blood. Again, that shows you the importance of the woman.
Yeah. Right.
Mhm.
royalty.
These guys would be trying to negate,
Mhm.
that's true.
which because they don't understand cultures.
They don't understand at all. You showing up a half breed talking about
Yeah.
I'm it. I'm him.
No, I didn't see things at all.
Yeah, that's what. No, I'm just saying that's what messed up everything now.
Come.
So they out here getting with Latino women and every other women they can get their hands on and just mess it all up, mixing
But I'm saying all that is a disrespect to your own woman.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you do that, what you're saying is your own woman ain't good enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you're saying when you do something like that.
That's like
And
saying,
vice versa is too.
that's like saying the Most High made a mistake too.
Uh,
That's like telling the Most High you didn't make no woman right or you made a mistake.
well, yeah, she ain't adequate enough for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you're disrespecting your woman. Even when and the vice versa too as well. That man do that. You can't find a man like that from your own people. You tell me that only over there has that kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
But I want a man that this, that, and the third. You can find him with your people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You ain't gotta go over there. So there ain't nobody like that in your own people. Stop it. But that's what he pushed. That's what he pushed.
Right.
But again, back then, that's how it was back then. Nations really stuck to their nation, right? The only people that was doing stuff like that was king. King was giving a daughter to another king because you want to have alliances with this king. That's why he would do something like that, right? Because my daughter is married to you and you the king. I can ask for you for help, and you ain't going to attack me. See, that it's also a business move.
Yes, it is.
Other than that, they ain't doing that.
Right.
Because it's diluting the bloodline.
Huh?
It would be diluting the bloodline.
Yeah, do with the bloodline. Again, she's over there. What's over here is different.
Pure.
Right? She would have to sacrifice, but she sacrificed for her nation.
Right.
That's what she doing.
And go amongst them people.
Yeah. Because but as long as she's married to the king won't attack her people. They safe. So they ain't gotta worry about him attacking them. And it might be even exempt from taxes too.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but our God said, don't do that. Don't do that.
Separate.
Don't go give your daughter to them.
Right. And don't give your son.
Give to them son. So we were told not to do nothing like that. That's a Gentile custom. What they were doing. We ain't doing that. You ain't gotta do that.
We got enough.
They come over here, they gonna get it. They gonna get the business. All right, so again, people are saying that they should be one born in the land and some stop it. Y'all can't get around the king commandment and the priest commandment in the Torah. All right, go ahead.
Verse 49. One law shall be to him that is homeborn and unto the stranger that sojourn among you.
There it is, brother. You talking about it. It's right there.
Man, come on, man. You cut yourself.
It says it right there, brother.
Right.
Equal.
One law, brother.
Right. Right. One law,
No.
two people equals.
Are we doing math or are we not doing math right now? First of all, how many laws are there?
One.
There's one law?
I mean, what, you talking about this verse or just in
No.
general?
How many laws, period?
Oh, there's many laws.
What does this verse say?
It says one law.
Then it can't be all of them. It says one.
One.
Which one is
law
it talking about now?
Okay, there you go.
This is the problem. People don't understand math. They see one and they think one means all. Does one mean all?
No.
No, it doesn't. No.
That's you reading into the text what you wanted to say. It doesn't say all. One law. See, that is one law, brother. That means every law across the board, all of it is just one. No. But there are laws for women, there are laws for priests, there are laws for people who. So which one law is this talking about then?
The law of the land.
The law of the land.
No, I'm
He is saying stuff now.
This law would be the statute.
It's the law of the past to keep the Passover.
Passover.
Oh, okay.
But okay, so what's the stipulation for that one law?
That
You have to keep it.
the person must be circumcised.
Must be circumcised.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
See that?
Circumcised, yes, definitely.
Gotta be circumcised.
Yes.
Right?
Mhm.
That's the one law he's speaking of.
Okay.
Does that one law apply to everybody that keep Passover?
Yes, it does.
Everybody gotta be
Every-
circumcised.
Yeah,
That was to everybody.
Right.
That one law.
Right.
It says one law to him that is homeborn
Mhm.
and unto the stranger that sojourneth with you.
Right.
That everybody.
Right, okay. Got you.
That's the only way it make any sense.
Yeah.
If it's the other way around, that do not make sense.
Right. Definitely does not. I agree.
Go ahead.
Verse 50.
Mhm.
Thus did all the children of Israel, as the Lord commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass that selfsame day that the Lord did bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their army.
By their army.
Mhm.
We didn't come out all crazy.
Scattered.
Scattered all over the place.
Sheep back here, old man over here.
All right, so that means when we was moving, if anybody tried to attack, we was ready to get busy because we was already in army formation, waiting for it. We wasn't all over the place where they can get a sneak attack upon us, right? All the people like sneak out, people was way in the back. And who was way in the
The
back?
old and the young.
No, the mixed multitude was
Mixed
way in the
multitude.
back.
Okay. Go.
They were the one way in the back.
Mm.
They were the one that was getting hit by
By the
Esau.
Yeah, Esau, yeah.
Esau was attacking them, killing some of them in the back, way in the back. Again, that's what I told Silver Smith. They call camp followers. He was laughing and me. I said, I ain't make it up. I looked it up. And that's what they called it.
Wow. Can't follow.
Camp followers. Who's the camp that was following?
Israel.
Israelite. Showing you that they was not Israelite.
Mhm.
It was, and that's verified when you read in Leviticus. Remember that mixed guy got a cursed God, that Mamzer, that cursed God. He said he wanted to come into the camp of the Israel. If he's already part of the Israel, how can he want to come into the camp? That means he's outside the camp. He's out the camp. I mean, he was following the camp. He's outside. He wanted to come in. But he came with that Egyptian nonsense. That's why he cursed the Most High. And that was that for him. All right, from there, let's go to the book of the other one with 1 Corinthians chapter 11.
Okay.
All right, let's get verse 17. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, start at verse 17.
Everybody there? Okay. Reading from the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 17, it reads, Now in this that I declare unto you, I praise you not, that ye come together not for the better, but for the worse.
Right? You're supposed to be coming together when things are bad, right? They don't want to come together when things is better. No. Supposed to be banding together when things are getting bad.
Right, exactly.
Well, their brothers, they prayed, they fasted for the, when the scandals came out, that's coming for the worst.
No, that's not coming together. I'm not coming together. You're fasting and therefore a repeat offender. It's time to pass some judgment. This guy's a repeat offender and he has no intention of changing.
And he not still admitting to his wrongdoing.
He's not. He claiming again, he was claiming it was in fantasy until his wife came out last night and said, yeah, he said it was started out fantasy, but then it came reality.
You see that?
Couple times.
One of his wife literally did it, slept with a white man, and then she got with the dude. She has to left gorilla before the dude.
And had a baby.
Yeah, and not only
I had a baby by him.
Not,
Yeah,
That's
not only
crazy.
that, not only that, called an STD by
yeah, too.
That's crazy.
That's real. That's no longer fantasy.
Wow.
Then he took the STD back to his wife.
You try to get it back. Yeah. How dumb are you? You having your wife sleep with a white man,
Mm-hmm.
and then you still sleeping with her.
Mm-hmm.
He's sleeping with her raw. He's sleeping with her raw.
Mm-hmm.
How dumb are you? You don't know what that dude got.
Yeah, you really don't.
Why would you do that?
Because he probably thinks that he doesn't have anything. Foolishly.
No, it's come on now.
Yeah, in today's
Is that something to fast forward and pray for? No way.
Oh wow.
And he's still in denial.
He's still lying about it. That's what he's doing. He's still lying about it. He should make us seem as if it was in fantasy. Now it became reality. You ain't talking about. Listen, once you admitted to buying the thing, that's no longer fantasy. Not fasting for that. Don't great.
Man, bro.
Don't great. No loss.
I mean,
That's not what I'm fasting for.
That sounds crazy, bro. I don't understand how.
And she ain't done yet.
Oh, yeah,
she got a part two.
She got a part, and she ain't done yet.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's how bad it is.
It should be on now.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. So all that fasting they were doing for guerrilla Hebrews in vain.
Mm-hmm.
It's vain for you to be fasting and praying for someone when it's God that's judging.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Is you wasting your time.
Right.
God, like, I'm the one hitting them while you fasting. Stop
Right.
it.
Right.
I'm not listening to that.
Right. I'm not gonna listen to you tell me to take it off.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on them. I'm telling you, they have no kind of discernment, bro. Like, please discern it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she got more to bring out.
It'd be one thing if God is hitting them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he repenting for real.
Mm,
He's
right.
still lying about it.
Mm-hmm. And she said he could cry on point
Yep.
whenever he get ready to.
He couldn't even do it. He couldn't do that correctly. No water drop. No water drop, bro.
He's as bad as Tyrese.
Tyrese can get the water.
He can drop the tears.
Tyrese can drop the tears real fast. You can do that really well.
Really have no water drop, bro. Made his face up look ugly. That's all he did.
Croc.
Like he's really hurt. These guys, listen, do they think they fooling God? I've been thinking sometimes like you know God know you ain't crying for real, right? It killed me, bro.
I think they just like they I think the priority of them to be able to like not look like they're embarrassed or just not be like, be vulnerable. And it's just like I guess it's like that pride in it, whatever, man. It's just like more important
What would be your mind say? God is looking at me. I know I'm being phony right now. When do that part kick in?
I don't know if it did. I don't know if it does.
But if
It
could have,
it should
have, but
Yeah.
obviously it didn't
Right.
kick in because you have no fear of God.
Mm.
Yeah, I would say he has no fear of God. What he's
Couldn't
doing,
it?
bro,
That's crazy, bro.
But you
From the time you're thinking about having your wife people to white men, you have no fear of God.
Yo, Bobby, you know what's coming out next, huh?
What?
I mean, if you really think about it.
I don't want to think about what's coming out there. Whatever's going on right now is just enough for me. I don't want to hear it.
What else could she have left out now? She
Oh,
probably wanted to throw it out there.
Personal stuff.
I think she about to throw it out there too.
The only thing that can be coming out next is some other freaky threesome nonsense added on to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Not with a
Add more
woman.
people onto it. You know,
Maybe, probably something like that.
Not with a woman though.
that's what I'm trying to say.
Like that once name, man. That's just too much, man. That P word.
I listen. I never heard someone fast for that. Any book chapter verse.
Man, he said,
Never. That's what fast for that.
I don't think it's a book chapter verse.
then his elders, and then the so-called, the elders of Bach was like, oh man, nah, man, this is this thing, and the Quan was saying things going on in Israel right now, what's going on in the world, we need to pray. The nationwide fast, okay?
Yeah, nationwide fast for him.
They don't run. These guys are so prideful. They run the nation. They go literally.
Right, for real, they really do.
Lead the nation. Be quiet, sir. Please.
And the elders knew of this too, while they throwing a blind eyes to it, and you know.
Yeah, they delusional, man. These dudes are delusional because they have a lot of gullible people in this awakening. Like there's a lot of gullible people in the churches too as well, right? That's what a guy can say, lock the doors and give him $40,000. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of gullible people in there with that nonsense, man.
And then they gave them to him, didn't they?
Of course they gave it to him. Of course they gave it to him, bro. Listen, that's why he did. Did you know before he did that, as a pastor before him, they asked for, I think, 100K or something like that? Right before him? Wow.
No, that was Creflo, I think.
That was incredible. There was another pastor right before Marvin Sapp got up, and he asked, I think, was it 20 or 100 grand?
You mean in the same church?
Yeah, the exact same church.
Goodness.
Right before he did what he did, another guy right before him that asked for like 20 grand.
That's crazy, bro.
So after he got his 20 grand, Sapp came up and he said, lock the doors.
Oh, I heard about this. I know what you say. I heard about this. Like I kind of heard about it. I didn't hear the whole story, but I know what you're talking about.
There were two of them that did it.
Back to back.
Yes, back to back.
And he wouldn't let nobody out until you got the money. Is that what happened?
Nope.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, I heard that. Oh, that was crazy.
And he got it.
And he got it
Both
too.
Both of them got the money they were
Yeah,
asking
sure
for.
did. Sure did.
But listen, they do that because they know they can get away
Right,
with
they
it.
get away with it. Yeah, tell people for hostages to get the
That's
money.
why they do that.
Man.
So that's why my Shaq and Howard Shah was flipping out. Like, not in my father's house. That's robbery, kidnapping,
But
hostage.
that's why the first thing he told them, right? Let no man deceive you. That's the first thing he told them.
Mm-hmm.
When you gonna come? Let's start here, sir. People are deceived, man. I like, bro, hold up. The guy just asked for 20 and got it.
He did, sure did.
How you gonna come ask for 40? What is this? Next guy gonna be 60? What are we doing here right now?
You know, the other one asked for like, what, 300,000, was it Creflo to get him a new plane?
Yeah, but I'm just saying that the last guy just asked for 20, he got the 20. We need to go home. Here you come with an us and lock the what?
Yep, sure did.
I want to see him fill the church up again after that.
Listen, he defended it by
Yes,
going to the Old Testament.
he did. Where'd he go?
He went to the Old Testament when David was asking for people to bring stuff, and they brought more than he asked for.
Oh my
They
God.
brought so much. He said, that's too much. He said, see, of course, it's all out of context.
Yeah, it's really that's way out of context.
Now
Yeah.
David is a king,
Right.
and he has subjects, so it was like they supposed to do that. But what is this guy saying he's supposed to get? He's saying that because you come to worship,
Yeah.
you supposed to.
No, he's saying that their work up there costs.
Yeah,
What he
yeah,
was
yeah.
saying.
That's what he's saying because he's like saying like
Yeah, I heard him say that. Yeah.
And that means he wants to get paid.
Right, right.
Like he ain't getting paid already.
Mhm. By the Most High.
Plus,
He ain't getting paid by the Most High.
Yeah, definitely.
plus you got to remember that they preach that you give.
You shall receive.
I mean, you give. You know,
You gonna get
give-
blessed.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's that prosperity teaching now.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
Which is a myth.
Mm-hmm.
The more you give, the broker you getting.
Mm-hmm.
All they are is motivational speakers.
He did a big U number, both of those.
Think you did that? Did it both of those?
Nah, I got the picture though, like how you text a lot of people.
Nah, boy, big, you ain't gonna say that.
Tapping.
No, I mean that's a
You-
gangster
you
move.
gonna-
That preacher did that.
you-
Like lock
you
the
gonna
door.
be
That's
like, you
gangster
just
right
tap
there,
in.
I'll tell you that much.
You gonna tell you to tap in. If you don't tap in, we gonna tap in. Some tapping gonna happen, whether one way or the other.
Double tap.
All right, who was reading?
I forgot where it was. That was verse 9.
Universe 18.
Verse 18, okay. First Corinthians chapter 11, verse 18, it reads, For first of all, when ye come together in the church, I hear that there be divisions among you, and I partly believe
Say
it.
when you come together, there's a vision among you. Say, man, I partly believe it,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
He ain't there, but he said, I'm hearing these things. I believe it in part. Go ahead.
Verse 19, for there must be also heresies among
There
you.
must be one among you.
Heresies.
What is that?
Liars.
No. What are heresies?
Are they false prophets?
No.
Let me see.
Heresies are false teachings.
False teachings.
He said they must be false teachings among you.
Right. Okay.
Like the dark moon.
Yes.
You can have more than one wife.
Mhm.
Christ coming to say.
Prosperity doctrine.
John ain't the truth.
I never heard the heresies.
Yeah, heresies is
Heresies,
false
yeah.
doctrine.
False doctrine.
See, there must be heresies among you. Go ahead.
Okay. That they which are approved may be made manifest among you.
That they which are approved are made. That's how you know the people who are studying, right?
Mhm.
That's who approved it, right? It says, study to show yourself approved unto God, right?
Mhm.
So how do you know someone is approved? He's studying, right?
Mhm.
So when you come to the false doctrine, what does he do? He shows you how it's wrong. He
Okay.
corrects it,
Okay.
right? So there must be false teaching among you, so you can recognize the people that's studying, that's correcting the false doctrine. It's like, oh, this guy right here is approved. He's studying.
Right. Yeah.
He's approved unto God.
Mhm.
That's where the false information, the false doctrine is there.
Mhm.
You can recognize who's approved, right? Not the one that's continuing bringing out more false doctrine. He ain't approved. Go ahead.
Verse 20. When ye come together, therefore, into one place, this is not to eat the Lord's Supper.
See, when you come together, it's not to eat the Lord's Supper. When you come together in one place, it is not to eat the Lord's Supper. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 21. For in eating everyone taketh before other his own supper, and one is hungry and another is drunken.
Right? When you come to eating, everyone take before the other, right? Before other his own supper, right? And one is hungry and another is drunken. So they come in with their own meal and stuff, and some people are not. So one is hungry and another one is drunk. Go ahead.
Verse 22. What? Have ye not houses to eat and to drink in? Or despise ye the church of God, and shame them that have not? What shall I say unto you? Shall I praise you in this? I praise you not.
I praise you not. Right? You're coming together and there's people among you that don't have. He gonna come without nothing. You're shaming that person because he have nothing to bring. You say, don't you have houses to do that? I don't praise you and do nothing like that. Go ahead.
Verse 23. For I have received of the Lord which also I delivered unto you, that the Lord Jesus, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread.
So Paul said he received that from the Lord. Christ himself told him that. Christ told him what happened that night. This is what happened that night. Now that I was betrayed. This is what happened. He laid it down for Paul wasn't there. He said he received it of the Lord. Christ taught it. We talking announcing about how, man, Paul letters don't have inspiration on it. A bunch of nonsense. A whole bunch of nonsense. Even when he's giving his advice, he's giving him advice from what he was learned from the Lord.
Right.
His advice is going to line up with the teaching of Christ. So the Lord taught him this. Go ahead.
Verse 24. And when he had given thanks, he brake it and said, Take, eat. This is my body, which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me.
That's what Hamashiach Yahushua said.
It's a curve.
took the first thing he did was gave thanks. Let's don't never forget that part.
Mm-hmm.
That's very vital.
Yes, it is.
Then he broke it.
Mm-hmm.
Then he said, "Take, eat. This is my body, which is broken for you.
Mm-hmm.
This do in remembrance of me." So what are we doing? And we're doing this in remembrance of Mashiach Yahushua and what he did. So we're doing this to remember the suffering that he went through, the sacrifice that he made.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing it in remembrance of him. So we're not doing this lightly just to say, "Oh man, I'm just doing that."
We kept the Passover this year.
Passover, we also remember the sacrifice that our Lord and Savior did.
Yes.
Right? And understanding what he went through.
Yes.
And how important this is.
Mhm.
Right? This is more than what happened in Egypt.
Mm.
It's greater than that.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
It's now dealing with the Lord's body now.
Yes.
This is what we're dealing with now.
Right. And the benefits that we could receive. From
Right.
that.
This ain't just talking about killing a lamb.
Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Come.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Come.
Right.
That's just an animal.
Yes.
Right? Talking about the Lord's body here. Doing this in remembrance. He said, "Do this in remembrance of me." This is what we're talking about doing.
Breaking of the bread.
Right.
Come.
Again, this is when this is what we're dealing with when we're talking about the Lord's Supper. Right? We're dealing with the Lord's Supper. Go ahead.
Verse 25. After the same manner also he took the cup when he had supped, saying, "This cup is the New Testament in my blood. This do ye as oft as ye drink it in remembrance of me."
In remembrance of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the new covenant. Israelites don't do testaments. We do covenants. So is there any testaments in the old covenant? No.
That's a good question. I see how you said that. No, you're right. Yeah, there's none. But just how you thought of that as a question.
Yeah, you worded it.
You can't remember and say testament again. It would make no sense. There's no testament in the old covenant. So this is the cup of the new covenant in my blood. This do as often as you drink it in remembrance of me. All right, go ahead.
Verse 26. For as often as ye eat this bread and drink this cup, ye do show the Lord's death till he come.
Right. So listen, we're dealing with this is the Lord's Supper, right?
Yes.
Again, notice we're not dealing with Passover. Because there's no lamb there at that supper.
Oh, okay. Right, yeah, definitely, yeah. You're right,
It's
right.
the Lord's Supper.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
When you're dealing with the Lord's Supper. And here's why I'm saying this. The reason I'm saying is that this is something that's not being done. There isn't a supper before Passover that we
Right.
do. The Lord's Supper.
Mm-hmm.
That was done the day before. Right?
Right.
And I'm saying that's what we got to start doing. Right? Starting next year, we're going to start doing what is called the Lord's Supper. This right here that we're reading.
Okay.
We're going to start here. This is the day before. So like
okay.
yesterday,
yeah,
this will be implemented.
Okay.
The day before Passover, we'll do the Lord's Supper where we all we have there is bread and wine.
Okay.
No lamb, none of that.
Right.
Then we do the
Okay.
Passover
Okay.
the day after.
Right.
Okay.
We do this the day after.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
This what the Messiah did.
Right.
Crackers and
On leaven.
Crackers and
No. Bread.
Yes.
It could be leavened bread.
It could be leavened bread. It could be cakes.
It could be
But wait a minute. When did we get all the leaven out of our house? When did we start doing that?
leaven got to get out by the 14th.
So
You
how?
start getting it on the 10th, and it got to be all got to be out by the 14th.
Yeah.
This is the 13th.
Okay, God, I see. Okay.
Yeah, yo, trust me.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
the man.
yes, sir. I'm because I was pondering that. I said, well, how did he have leaven at his supper?
Yeah, because it was the day before.
Yeah, so but I'm thinking we got to get the leaven out of that.
Right.
The level have to be out by sundown.
Got
something
you.
like that,
I got you.
Yeah, we did it yesterday.
Yeah,
Come.
yeah,
Saturday.
right. Come.
Okay, I just
Come.
needed to hear it all the way around.
Right.
Now, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Yes.
Nah, it's good to ask questions if you don't
Yeah,
understand
definitely.
something.
Yeah, it'll help you get. It'll help you understand.
But I'm saying this is what they're not doing.
Yeah, the Lord's Supper.
They don't do the
want
Lord's.
to do the
See,
Lord's
they
Supper.
think the Lord's Supper is actually Passover, but it is
come,
not.
Come.
they think it's the same, but they think it's 2 different days too.
So it goes the Lord's Supper,
Yeah.
Passover, and unleavened bread are the same day.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So
And the Lord's Supper is the day before
Yeah.
those two.
The reason why the Lord's Supper is important,
Yeah.
because you're coming into covenant with the Lord.
come.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Doing Passover is we doing remembrance of taking the nation out of Egypt,
okay.
right? That's what we just read that, right?
Come.
Yes, sir.
And the Feast of Weeks, right? That go right in there, right? That start with the Lord's Supper, or
No, the Feast
No,
of Weeks, the Feast of Weeks goes out to the first Sabbath. The
First
first
Sabbath
tomorrow after the Sabbath.
come? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got you. Okay.
Tomorrow after the Sabbath.
Right.
Right.
Got you. Okay.
Right after the unleavened bread.
Right.
Mhm.
Wherever it lands at,
Okay.
that day after the weekly Sabbath,
Right.
you start your count.
Yes.
Got you.
Yes.
Got you.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be the Feast of Weeks.
But we talking about the 13th
Come.
of the first month,
Right.
Yeah.
the Lord's Supper.
Come.
Tony, you want to say something?
No.
Okay.
The 13th of a bee.
No.
Come on.
Yeah. Again, they're not paying attention to it.
I know that's a very good point right there. That's a really good point.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the more and more this year, the Lord been showing me more and more.
Okay, good.
He's opening to me more and more things. So listen, you here.
That's good news.
Locking the more and more stuff.
Okay,
You know
cool.
what I'm saying?
I'm ready.
I'm gonna need a new belt.
You need a belt.
Yeah, I feel that the belt is getting some slacking.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 27. Wherefore, whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord.
Wait, you read verse 26?
I thought I did.
No, read verse 26.
My bad. Verse 26 it says, For as often as ye eat this bread and drink this cup, ye do show the Lord's death till he come.
Right.
Yeah.
So again, Passover was talking about us coming out of Egypt. This talking about was showing them how much like Yahweh's death till he come. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is what is missing. I don't think Christians do. I don't think Christians
Christians don't do that.
they don't think they do this.
But they do it, but they do it a different way. It's called communion.
I thought communion was Catholic.
But they do it in other churches too. But they do it differently.
What do they do?
I don't know how communion is done it like what you do, like what Catholics do. But they do it like I think it's like once a month on I think the second. Like second Sunday or something. So, one of the months they do it like where they do like pass around the crackers and drink the thing, whatever, and it's like that's like they consider communion. But it's like it's supposed to be like this, and they read the scriptures for that.
Right. I remember them doing that. You a cracker and a little small thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. Yep.
Yeah, but they're doing it on the wrong day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. but that's their version of that.
But they're doing that unworthily
Yeah, they are.
because they don't keep law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 27. Wherefore, whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord.
Right. That's what I'm saying. We starting now. We're gonna learn more about it. So when we start implementing it, we don't want no one doing it. They be guilty. They do this unworthily.
Okay.
They be guilty of the body and the blood of the Lord. We don't want that to happen to nobody.
Right.
Right? Because now we moving into another phase now.
Okay.
Right? It gets serious. You can get sick and die. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 28. But let a man examine himself.
Let a man do what?
Examine himself.
You gotta examine yourself.
Mhm.
You're gonna do this.
Mhm.
You gotta scan yourself. Go ahead.
And so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup.
Right. So you better make sure you're on point.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Verse 29. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not concerning the body of the Lord.
So what you doing now?
Body, I'm sorry.
You eating. If you do it unworthily, you eating damnation to yourself. Lake of fire.
Mhm.
Lake of fire.
Mhm.
But if you do it correctly,
Mhm.
I remember I've been saying for years, we trying to what we got to do. It's hard to do a miracle. That's what's missing.
Mhm.
This seemed to be the first phase here,
Okay.
right? Doing the Lord, eating the Lord's body and stuff and wine worthily.
Okay.
Now we have that connection, like because that's the connection that he started
Yeah,
to
with
get with the apostles.
Exactly.
Now
Yeah,
we're gonna
definitely.
cultivate.
Yes. Yes.
So now they're able to do
right, and they're able to
now
do
they're able to
miracles
do these
too.
things.
Yep, it's true. Yep, really were definitely. I see that connection too as well. I definitely see that for sure, for sure, definitely.
The Christians were doing it wrong. So they have no real connection. We need to try to do and get this done. All right, go ahead.
Verse 30. For this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep.
See? But for doing it wrong, they get weak and sick, and then they die or fall asleep. As I'm saying, this is serious because I'm saying you see right into it on the left, on the bad side, you can die. But on the good side, you can raise the dead. See that? The contrast on the other side.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Verse 31. For if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged.
See that? That's the verse that Gorilla needs to take in. Judge yourself
Yes.
so you won't be judged. Go ahead.
Verse 32. But when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world.
Right. When you are judging the Most High is just chastening. The Most High don't want to catch the lake of fire. That's the last thing he want to do. He didn't want to do that. He wanted you to change. Right? So he's gonna chasten you. And that's what's going on with Gorilla. He not getting the correction. The chastening is not correcting him. He going further and further. He making the situation worse. Go ahead.
Verse 33. Wherefore, my brethren, when ye come together to eat, tarry one another.
When you come to eat, wait for one another. Let everybody get there. Go ahead.
Verse 34. And if any man hunger, let him eat at home.
If anyone what?
Hunger, let him eat at home.
Right. So when we doing this isn't about filling your belly.
Right.
Right.
It's not
Right.
right. Got you. Got you. Yeah.
Remember, we're taking a piece of bread
Right.
and some wine.
Right.
That ain't gonna fill you up, is it?
No.
So this is not about you filling up.
No.
That's not what this is about.
Mhm.
You thinking, oh yeah, man, they meeting on the 13th, man. We gonna get filled.
Right.
No, sir.
I know it's like that. I like what they do in the world. I don't know if you know about this. Like they say, like we're gonna have like wine and cheese. Yeah, you ever heard of that? Huh? They have like a wine and cheese party. Like
I heard I wanted cheese.
Yeah. So
party.
they're gonna have like different cheeses and they have different wines together. That's all they have.
I thought they had more food there. No.
No.
Different kind of cheeses.
Yeah, different kind of cheeses. Yeah, that's what it is. Just wine and cheeses. That's it.
They
Wait,
put
no,
in
they,
some crackers.
do they eat all the cheese and all? And
I mean, it might have crackers.
Yeah.
Crackers might be there too as well. Okay, crackers, yeah, but that's it.
yeah, but they eat it all, though, right?
Yeah, but the whole thing is that it's not supposed to be an eating event. That's the whole thing about it.
What is it? A tasting event?
Like wine tasting, Catalina wine mixer.
I mean, it's like they drink wine. It's more like a social thing. So it's not like
It's a social
yeah,
gathering.
it's a social gathering.
Or it was about the meeting people?
Yes,
Meet and
yeah.
greet. There you
Yeah,
go.
it's like a meet and greet, that's like what the purpose
Yeah.
is, like. But they put that there, just so like, that's just a sign saying, you're not gonna get fed, eat before you come. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like the whole thing with that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just need to figure out what that cheese and that stuff mean. We know what the bread and the wine here mean.
Mhm.
What do that cheese and whatever they serving there mean?
Mhm.
It means something.
Come.
It
They're
probably
not
does.
gonna tell you, but it means something.
Yeah, it definitely does mean something.
Right? You need to know what that means before you go do that.
Come. And if you think about the cheese, that's gonna clog you up. You eating cheese by
I
itself.
think it's more or less like a more of a social like
There.
like it's like more like that we go like
A worldly social event.
yes like you know like a exclusive like you know club type thing. You know, it's like it's that.
Right, but it's for certain people.
Come.
Certain people for
It's
sure.
for certain people.
Definitely for
You know
certain
what I'm saying? Not anybody don't go to that.
Everybody, yes, definitely.
Upscale event.
Right.
I mean, because you want to understand what they're doing. See, everybody
Right.
can't go to that because
Yeah.
you don't get it. You don't
And
get it.
plus, if you hear about it, you be like, man, no, I'm gonna go.
Right.
And then you don't understand what it is, you know what I mean? Whatever.
They're gonna have a dress code to get in.
Oh yeah, and that dress code, they're gonna be looking nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 34. And if any man hunger, let him eat at home, that ye come not together unto condemnation.
Right. So if any man hungry, before you come do this, make sure you full, right?
Okay.
You go, or otherwise you come to condemnation. Go ahead.
And the rest will I set in order when I come.
Right. So Paul gonna go put everything else in order when he get down there to Corinth.
That was really good, man. Really good. I like that. That was good.
All praise to the Most High.
Yes, definitely, man. Like that was great points, man. Like, did you just recently come up with this?
Yes.
This is some good stuff, bro. This is some really good stuff.
This is
man.
like for 30 years. This is this year.
Yeah, this is really good, man.
Now ask that question that you asked again from the beginning when you asked us, do you guys feel like this is a
Oh, you got me as a cult.
this is a good Passover.
No, I don't. A cult like I would think that a lot of those people that we hear about, they're in cults, but I don't think we are in cults. I'm gonna say that.
Well, that would be pointing to you if that was the issue.
I'm doing the cult thing.
I know.
Right.
Doing the will of the Most High.
I'm a witness to that.
I'm not into control, bro. I don't like that. I don't like to be controlled by no man. Only the Most High in Christ. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how it feels to be controlled.
Oh yeah, I think we all do to a certain degree. You know.
Yeah, your stance has always been, you know, the Most High is watching you, right? That's enough for me. Most High in Christ, yeah.
It's a good reminder, examine yourself.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta get locked into Muhammad Shah more.
Yes,
You
we
know
do. Yeah,
what I'm saying?
definitely. We all do.
You know what I'm saying? So
Sure.
he's definitely he's the key. He's everything, bro. He's everything.
Came to give us better understanding.
Oh, it's getting dark.
A little bit.
Real dark.
Again?
It's gonna be a while before it gets real.
Well, we do the sun go down. We do the sun go down.
Sun goes down at 7:45.
Oh, it's not good.
Well, Ariel said, have a good Passover.
Shalom,
Shalom.
man.
You call? Oh, you call me because I got my phone.
Yeah, but notice he's not doing it. He's doing the worldly thing.
Weird.
But he wants to be, you know, how he does because his wife,
No, him.
just
He's a
him.
grown man. I don't control him. He can do what he want to do. He can do it. He can come do it if he want to. It's up to him. I'm saying, you don't want to do it. No problem. It's not a big thing.
But he wants to do the Christmas, the thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, he want to do that stuff.
He does? Oh,
Now you trying to justify, you gotta tell him, bro, that stuff is off. He just makes it sound like it's innocent. No,
wow.
no, bro. I tell him to leave it alone. It's up to him. And go before the Most High and answer for that. That's on you. They're gonna be forcing you to do nothing, bro. I'm telling you what you need to do. You can't say he don't know when Passover was. I told him what
Right,
it
yeah,
was.
yeah, you know.
You understand what it was. He even tapped in on what it was. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, sure did.
He still have time to come, but his sun wasn't down yet.
Mhm.
That's on him. You know what I'm saying? So you can't go up there and say, well, I didn't know. No one told me. No, I told you. Every year I tell you when we have a Passover.
He came to a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did come to a couple. Yeah, you came to one of we had at his sister's house and
Yeah, you want to come to
and
one
one
with a
over there
building.
in the dojo.
What about the one? What about the other one when we don't have a building?
Right, 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 right.
You don't want to come to the one with a building? Come on, man. What are you doing?
You're right.
He came here before though.
Yeah, we talking about
So
Passover.
you come on, okay.
I mean, he came in a couple of times when we just had regular class,
Mm.
but we talking about Passover.
He came where?
Huh?
Came where?
He
He came here a couple times.
He came in a couple of times.
He came here one time for sure when I was here. I know that. He came here one time. Yeah,
I remember that.
yeah.
Yeah, he was here.
He was here.
Who was here?
Your
Our
cousin.
cousin. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's how we all met him. That's how we knew who he was. Cause he came one time. Yeah, at least for one. I don't know if he came before I came, but he came at least one time when I was there.
I do not remember that.
Yeah, you guys came together, I think. Didn't you?
Like one time. Or, well, he sat on that
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
He said over
Yeah,
here.
Hey, yeah, I did too. I said right next to him.
Okay. Yeah. He was sitting on that side.
What that? 1919?
You know he's not that old.
No, that was before 2020.
Yeah, I think it was like 2018. I think I remember.
2019, 2019. I know he
2018.
came here a couple of times.
Yeah.
He came with me?
I don't know about that, but I know he was here.
Mm-hmm. I remember because he came here and then he went to the fight and we saw the Canelo fight over there.
Oh, yeah.
Over there to Mahar's house.
Yeah. He went over here.
Oh, you mean when he fought Gennady Golovkin?
Yes,
No,
yeah.
He was there too.
Yeah, he was there too, yeah. He's just like trying to remember. He was here.
I don't remember that, man.
Yeah, he was here. Yeah, at least that's how I met him. That's what I saw him. So.
Yeah, no, when I remember what y'all was talking about too, when you was talking about the Leviathan.
Yes, he was talking about Leviathan. He sure was. He was talking about Leviathan, yeah.
Yeah, he helped chime in on that one.
Yeah, he was talking about he was talking about, I guess when he went to like a little steakhouse, he said the guy was like, man, you gotta eat it medium. He was like, no, I want mine really cooked. You gotta well done. I want mine well done. Man, I mean, I couldn't say it like, but yeah, but he was like, he was not in like, I understand. I've been to steakhouses like that before, like too, man, like so. Yeah.
They want to bring it to you raw.
Yeah, because they're not raw, but it's like medium raw, medium rare, yeah, whatever. But that's the best way to have it, though. So, I mean, back then I didn't know any better. I did that.
They call the blood juicy. It's juicy.
Can we get 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 16?
1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 16.
1 Corinthians chapter 10, reading at verse 16. The cup of blessings which we bless,
The cup of blessing that we bless. Go ahead.
is it not the communion of the blood of Christ?
Yeah, of course, that's what it is. The cup of the blessing that we bless, isn't that the communion of the blood of Christ? All right, that's going back to what we're talking about with the wine and the bread. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The bread which we break, is it not the communion of the body of Christ?
Yes, that's what it is. It's the communion of the body of Christ. So again, we breaking the bread.
Chapter 10.
And is that that's not like what would we saying, a sacrifice to idol or remember we were saying like when they probably like eating a cake at a birthday party or like who was eating at a church when they eat the
You know, you call it communion? Is that what you mean?
not like sacrificing a idol to
Sacrifice unto us.
sacrifice unto an idol and then they eat it. Would this
Yeah.
still be the same?
No, let's talk about the communion of the body of Christ.
Yeah.
But that won't still be in the same
No.
boat.
No, Christ is not an idol.
Right.
That's eating something that's
Sacrifice
sacrificed to
to
an
idol.
idol.
Right.
To idol.
Yes.
A dumb idol was.
But was that the same subject? Am I
No,
right on that?
no, it's not.
No, I'm saying like I'm on the same path.
No.
Like when they probably even like had a Buddha statue and they probably throw rice on it or
Like that is this we reading just now in verse 16, you saying?
like I mean I was saying was it under that same boat
No.
of why they do it?
No, this is what Christ's followers did after he left went back. Right? So the cup of blessing which we bless.
Mm-hmm.
Is it not the communion of the blood of Christ? The answer is yes.
Right.
The bread which we break,
Mhm.
is it not the communion of the body of Christ? Yes.
Yeah, the crack
Right.
and so on.
So they're breaking the bread because they're passing it around.
I think this is what they read in the churches when they do the communion. I think this is exactly what they read right here.
Huh.
Yeah, it's exactly what they read.
Go ahead.
Verse 17. For we being many are one bread.
For we being many are what?
One body.
One
Oh, one bread.
One bread. For we being many are one bread.
And one bread.
Go ahead.
And one body.
And one body.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead.
For we are all partakers of that one bread.
We all partakers of that one bread.
Wow, interesting.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Which bread is that?
Glasses.
All partakers of that one bread.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Now that do make me think, why do they add cheese with that little?
Yeah, that's the part that we got to figure out before we go to that.
I know what you're getting into. I know what you're getting into.
You're getting yourself into. You got to.
Cheese.
Yeah.
But like the way I mostly hear it is like mostly like women do it. It's not like men be a part of that stuff. Like it's mostly like a woman.
You said like just women, you said?
Yeah, usually just a women. It's like a women thing.
Hors d'oeuvres.
So that's a meet and greet for women, you said?
No, it's not like a meet and greet for women. It's like a social event. Like they can all get together just to spend some time together. It look like, you know what I mean?
For women.
For women, yeah, it look like
Just women, you saying though?
it could be, but mostly women that do it.
mostly
It's mostly women that talk about it.
Right.
Men don't talk about that, but the women talk about it. Although men be there, but women talk about it. It's like what people say, women say it. I ain't never been though, so.
All right, go ahead, Tony.
Verse 18. Behold, Israel after the flesh are not they which eat of the sacrifice partakers of the altar.
Yes. So now behold Israel after the flesh. Look at Israel after the flesh, right? You're not looking at Israel after the spirit, looking at Israel after the flesh, right? So you can understand. Because Israel is a spiritual thing, is it not? But now look at Israel after the flesh, right? Are not they which eat of the sacrifices partakers of the altar?
Mm.
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So if we eating of the sacrifice, right? The sacrifice was Christ, right? He is the bread, right?
Mm-hmm.
We break and eat it, symbolic of Christ, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's the sacrifice. Are we not partakers of the altar?
Wow.
What's the altar?
The stage, right? No.
Is what?
And he said the stage.
The stage?
Yes.
You got book chapter verse?
Wow.
I'm not sure myself.
The body.
Say again?
The body. The altar.
The body. The altar is the body.
It says partakers of the altar.
Particular of the altar.
That do fit.
But it's not correct.
I don't know.
Hold on.
It's not right, man. Probably the idol.
Yeah. There's a- it's kind of hypothetical here. Altar right here. Oh, I'm bad.
This would sacrifice the idol. The altar.
Sacrifice the what?
The idol.
It's definitely. This is a place of sacrifice. And it's always, that's the meaning. It's meaning all
Place of sacrifice. That's why I said stage.
Yeah.
The stage.
Yeah, but he's saying.
Yeah, I got it.
But it's there, that's how you do that.
Yeah, I need to see that. Looking at it, but it'd be so simple.
You know, because like there's different Bibles, like use this one, because it has that apocrypha. But you go back to the word.
He says are they not all partakers of the altar?
Place where we sacrifice the idol.
So in the Old Testament, who ate the sacrifices?
Priest.
The priest?
The priests ate sacrifices.
Yes.
What do they do with the altar?
Sacrifice.
They do what?
Sacrifice.
They sacrifice of the altar.
Sacrifice.
What on the altar?
Animal.
Animal. That they do what?
Slaughter.
And what else? And ate.
Okay.
Right? And did they also eat it?
Yeah, they did eat it, yes.
So they are partakers of the altar. Right?
Okay.
So behold, Israel after the flesh. Are not they which eat of the sacrifices partakers of the altar? Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes. They're priests.
Priests.
The priests, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Go ahead.
19.
Verse 19. What say I then that the idol of anything
Is anything.
is anything?
So he's saying, what say I then? What am I saying? That the idol is anything? Go ahead.
Or that which is offered and sacrificed to idols is anything?
Yeah, am I saying that? Is that what is that false? Is that what I'm saying?
No.
Go ahead.
Verse 20. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, then sacrifice to devils and not to God.
What they're doing, they're dealing with devil. They're not doing it to God. Go ahead.
And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils.
He don't want you to have fellowship with devil.
Mhm.
Any kind of agreement with devil, right? Go ahead.
21. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils.
See that?
Mm.
Can't do both.
And do both.
Lukewarm.
We're not doing that cup thing and thing with the devil.
Mm.
But there are people who try to do both.
Mm. Yeah, sure they are.
They're trying to drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of the devil. They're trying to play both sides of the fence. Go ahead.
Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils.
Yeah. Gotta pick a table.
So
People trying to.
they saying the rich people is normally the tables of the devil.
Who?
The rich like drinking blood,
No,
sacrifice.
but what's on the Lord's table?
The statute, laws, and commandments.
Huh?
The statute, laws, and commandments.
No. On the table?
Okay.
Oh, you mean on the altar?
The Lord's
On
table.
the Lord's table.
What's on the Lord's table?
What's on the Lord's table?
Wine, bread, bread and wine.
Bread and wine,
Okay.
right?
Good answer.
There's bread and wine on the Lord's table,
Right.
right?
Yes.
What's on the devil's table?
Cup of blood.
I don't know.
Definitely.
Not much on the Lord's table. I know that much.
Crab, shrimp, pork, lobster.
What's on the devil's table is an animal.
Oh.
Sacrifice, right? Sacrifice.
Yeah, you sure.
Listen,
Oh,
do they sacrifice bread and wine to the idol?
No.
Like they might be sacrificed like human beings too as well, right?
And they sacrifice some kind of flesh. Right.
Yeah.
On the Lord's table is what though?
Bread and wine.
Bread and wine.
Bread and wine.
So you're trying to do the bread and wine and the animal thing.
No.
Oh, okay.
Right. Oh, so that's why it's no lamb at his.
There is no lamb there.
That's why.
Oh, okay. I get this what you're trying to say.
When you're dealing with the Lord's table, the
Right.
Lord's supper,
Right.
we're not dealing with animal flesh.
Right.
Okay.
Right? We're dealing with bread and wine.
Okay.
Right?
Mm.
Because he is the
You can't mix that up. Right?
Come.
So this is the difference that we're not doing Passover. Doing the Lord's day,
Right.
we do bread and wine.
Okay.
No animal.
Right.
Right? Go ahead.
Verse 22. Do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Are we strangers stronger than he?
Yeah, you stronger than the Most High.
No.
Right. So you're trying to do the idol thing. You're trying to give the Most High's praise to a statue.
No.
That's gonna make the Most High jealous.
Yeah.
You stronger than him.
Mm.
Your hand is too short to hot box with God, man. Go ahead.
All things, verse 23. All things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient.
Expedient, right? All things are lawful, but all things are not wise. You gotta use some discernment, right? Go ahead.
All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not.
All things don't build you up. Right? They're lawful, but all things don't build you up. So you want to deal with what builds you up. That's what edify means. Edify means to build you up. All things not going to build you up. Go ahead.
Verse 24.
What are you saying, Tony?
No, I thought I heard something at the door.
No. Go ahead.
Verse 24. Let not man seek his own.
Let no man.
Let no man seek his own, but every man another wealth.
See that? Let no man seek his own. You're seeking the wealth of another man. Right? We ain't talking about nothing carnal.
Okay.
Right? What's true wealth? What's true riches? What is that?
Yeah, like everlasting life, man. Wouldn't it be?
Huh?
Wouldn't everlasting life would be true wealth?
True riches.
I guess you can say that, but what's true wealth?
I can't answer that.
Oh, the most high blessings.
The treasures you store up in heaven.
Uh,
The treasures you store up in heaven.
what does the scripture say to be rich in?
Oh, knowledge.
Oh, be rich
Spiritual.
in
Knowledge.
faith.
Be rich in faith,
There you go.
right? Wealth, right? Rich in faith, what?
Charity.
Charity,
Yeah.
rich in love.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that true wealth?
The patience.
Patience. That's true wealth, right? He said, I'm not seeking you to get rich. Why not?
Because, so you don't destroy yourself.
You're gonna attract the wrong attention.
In general.
For the love of
You're
money.
gonna attract the jackers
Mm-hmm.
and the con people,
Mm-hmm.
right? Isn't that what the NBA players and football
Yeah,
players attract
yeah,
to get that big
yeah.
contract?
Yeah, sure do.
But the first people coming up to them if this kind of
Mhm.
this big scheme. Listen, man, you
Mhm.
drop 50, man. I'm gonna turn back 3 million to you.
Mhm, mhm.
They will eat it up and lose that 50.
Yes, that's what I heard J.M. Rose. He was because he tried to do the podcast. He was like, the one thing you learn when you live about this, he was like, everybody comes to me as an idea. Is like, you need to give me a business plan. Learn that real quick.
And collateral.
Right.
A lot of players, man, lost a lot of money investing in the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong women.
And that person ran off with the money.
Yep.
But Mike Tyson,
Huh?
So Mike Tyson.
Yep. Seeking another man's wealth. Seeking him to have these spiritual things. Again, these things is what you need to have in the next life. You need to be rich in these things because they're vital in the next life. Because in the next life, you are a judge. How are you going to be a judge if you have no faith?
Patience.
You have no humility.
Yes.
You have no patience.
Right.
Can't be no judge.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to judge wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Do not them judges in them courtrooms.
Yes, they do.
Judge wrong because they don't have
Yes,
these things.
They do. They really
It's
do.
the exact reason why they judge wrong.
Yeah,
She
they
get more
really
than
do.
half.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
She never helped with nothing. She get
Yeah.
half or
Right.
more.
Mm-hmm.
Any adequate judges.
Right.
That's why they're being removed.
Mhm.
But you have these things, you ain't really going to be removed.
Mhm.
You're going to keep your position. So let no man seek his own, but another man's wealth. Go ahead.
Verse 25. Whatsoever is sold in the
We can stop right there. We went over this last week with T Miles,
Okay.
with the eating of things in
Oh, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, the idol.
That's why I heard that.
things that are eating in the marketplace. I hope you understand that Paul was not telling no one to eat none sacrifice unto no idol.
You want T Miles?
Huh?
You talking about T Miles?
Yeah.
I think he does. I think
Yeah.
I think at least he was listening to whatever. I think you were able to explain the point pretty well.
Yeah, because Cesario, my goodness.
Yeah, they
Uh,
have the big Passover.
He didn't understand what the idol's temple was. Yeah, your auntie's house.
What's his house for Christmas?
all right, let's get Matthew 26.
Huh.
And what time is the thing say the guest start? Let me see.
What?
He said 7:40.
Around like around 7:40, 7:50, something like that.
What, you mean the sunset or it goes down?
Sunset.
It's 7:40. And of course,
Something around there.
7:37 there. You remember when you keep this cloud coming?
Mhm.
Whatever this haze or whatever this thing is.
Yeah, did you see it this morning?
What?
Huh?
Did you guys see it this morning?
What?
I was out. I got
Heavy
about,
cloud cover.
about
Oh
3
yeah,
something.
yeah, it was. Yeah.
I got up about 3 o'clock this morning, and then it was cloudy and cold.
Yeah, I got it early. I had to go to the store. That was like, I'm like, wow, this is.
No, I'm just making sure it doesn't say we need to eat it exactly.
Okay.
Says you gotta eat it in the night. So the sun go down, it'll be nighttime.
Okay.
And they don't need to drag it out. Once the sun go down, which might as well do. All right, we got that.
I'll take it.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
You go, you go.
What was that, bro? You said Matthew
Chapter 26.
26,
I don't know if you start from the top.
First one.
verse 1. Matthew chapter 26 and verse 1. It came to pass when Yahushua had finished all these sayings, he said unto his disciples, ye know that after 2 days is the feast of the Passover, and the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified.
Right. So in 2 days is the Passover, right? So if in 2 days is the Passover, what day is he on?
He's actually on the 12th.
Thursday? No,
What would
Wednesday.
He's on the 12th.
What day of the month is he on?
Oh, I mean, he'd be on the 13th. I mean, maybe the 12th. It depends. Like, I mean, because it's going to be the 15th.
He's on the what?
It's going to be the Passover is on the 15th, right? Right. No, it's 15th.
It should be on the 12. Should be on the 12.
12 what?
13.
Well, I said 12 too.
It's on the 12th.
That's what I thought about.
It says after 2 days.
Okay.
Passover.
Okay, gotcha.
That would make it what?
12.
15. 12.
Got
13,
it.
14.
Got it.
He's on the 12th then.
Right, on the 12th.
Because the Passover is the 15th day.
Right.
After 2 days.
Okay.
That's the third day. Right.
12 Sunday.
Gotcha.
But they now so if the Passover is then that Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
then this day must be Monday.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah,
It's Wednesday sundown.
Sunday. Right.
Right, okay, right, gotcha, yeah.
Not Wednesday morning, it's Wednesday, Sunday.
See, that's what sometimes we get confused like that, sometimes we think like that, whatever.
Yeah, because we here.
Right, exactly. Yeah, if we didn't learn this other stuff, we could probably get better quicker.
Let me help you be off.
So it was Monday. Because once the sun go down, Wednesday it's Thursday. After 2 days. So that's Monday, so that's Tuesday and Wednesday. Right.
Oh, okay, I thought you was going forward, but you're going backwards, right? No.
Yeah, see, I say what, so
Oh,
if
okay,
the
okay.
Passover is that Wednesday sundown.
Right.
And what day would they be on right here? This would be Monday.
Right, okay. Gotcha.
Right. Go ahead, Yvonne.
Was that verse 3, verse 2? No, 3. Yeah, I just read. Okay, verse 3. Verse 3, then assembled together the chief priests and the scribes and the elders of the people unto the place of the high
Palace.
of the high priest, who was called Caiaphas.
Right, they found this guy's palace. You know, his palace is attached to the temple. His house isn't way over there. It's the temple, right? His house is attached. His house is attached to the temple. Right? When Jesus Christ was taken to Caiaphas, he went to this guy's house. And in his house, there's a little prison in there.
Okay.
There's a dungeon in there.
Okay.
There's a dungeon in there that they lowered him down.
Mm.
They lowered him down into this thing.
Okay.
Right? To another level. And how we know they lowered him down? Because it says when John or one of them had, because remember John walked in. One of them walked in and they didn't see Christ. They had lowered him down. When they found the lowering thing too, they found the level where he was on and when it was dropping him down into this thing. They put him in there.
Like dumbwaiters, we have to call it that, those little things like that, like dumbwaiters.
Yeah, some kind of dumb. You're right. He was that he was there. Go ahead.
Verse
4.
verse 4, and consulted that they might take Yahushua by subtlety and kill him.
Right. Which is wickedness for the leader of the nation to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about taking one of your people of your own nation by craftiness and then murder him. Go ahead.
But they said, not on the feast day.
Can't do it on the feast day, right? Not on the Passover. Go ahead.
Lest there be an uproar amongst the people.
There's going to be an uproar amongst the people. Go ahead.
Now, when Yahushua was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper,
When he was in Bethany, Bethany is another known city that was filled with Essenes. Go ahead.
they came unto him a woman having a
Alabaster.
alabaster box of very precious ointments and poured it on his head as he sat at meat.
As he sat at meat, right? Not animal flesh. You eat animal flesh. Sat at meat. Go ahead.
But when the disciples saw it, they had indignation saying, to what purpose is this waste?
So they thought she was wasting it. Go ahead.
For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor.
Go ahead.
But when Yahushua understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she has wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always.
Right. You don't have the poor always with you. You can do them good all the time, and they here with you. Go ahead.
For in that she had poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial.
She preparing him for the burial. Right, for the ointment for his burial. They don't want to certain things happening, and you don't understand what's happening. They didn't get it. Girl, you wasting this thing. I could be sold you into the poor. I said, hold up, pump your brakes. This is for my burial. Again, they still in this shock that he ain't gonna die.
No clue that that's coming.
Go ahead.
Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, they shall always that this woman has done be told for a moral of her.
Right. Memorial. It's a curse. Right. So when the gospel is being preached, this also got to be said, be spoken about. What this woman did, she prepared him for his burial. Go ahead.
Was that verse 14?
Yes.
Okay, verse 14. Then one of the 12, called Judas Iscariot, went unto the chief priests and said unto him, what will ye give me, and I will deliver him unto you? And they covenanted with him for 30 pieces of silver.
Very important. They had a contract. They contracted with him for 30 pieces of silver. We don't have the complete stipulation of this contract, but there was a contract that between them two. Go ahead.
And from that time, he saw opportunity to betray him.
Right. From that time, he saw the opportunity to betray Mashiach.
So they came to Judas, or he came to them asking for the offering?
He went to them.
Even worse.
He went to them. He's moving with Satan. Hey, that's how it works sometimes. Sometimes it's someone that don't like what's going on the inside, and he go to someone outside. Because he knows that people outside are trying to take you down. Because he know that they don't like Christ. Because Christ put them to shame so many times. So he know that they hate him. Right? So you see an opportunity for him to go ahead and make him some money. Opportunity to go ahead and push the issue. they wouldn't think that would be someone up in there would betray him. They think that nah, them people ain't. Because again, we in a different time, right? Back in those times, right, the disciples don't betray them don't betray their master. They were loyal back then.
And that kiss, man. That kiss. Would he kiss him?
Yeah, because again, people don't understand the background. There's a lot of people like Christ roaming around,
Right.
even before him,
Mhm,
right?
mhm,
That's what Acts 5 is about.
mhm.
There was this one Thaddeus,
Right,
had
right.
400 men after him, and then there was this other guy, this and that. This one guy saying he was somebody. So you always have people popping up, trying to be leaders, and they take away people with them, and these people follow them to their death.
Come, yeah. I tell them to do this and that, and they do it.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Where I'm at now,
Verse 17.
verse 17. Now the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Yahushua, saying unto him, where will thou have we prepare for this for thee to eat the Passover?
Yeah. Which wouldn't make any sense. The first day, the first day of the feast of unleavened bread. What day is that?
The first,
First day of Passover.
that's 15.
It's the 15th.
What is that?
How's it the 15th when they Christ just said it's 2 days before the Passover?
Right.
This can't be the first day of unleavened bread. That don't make no sense whatsoever. Not the first. This is not the first day of unleavened bread. This is the beginning. Proton. The first, the Greek word is proton. Proton is speaking of the beginning. It is the beginning of something. It's the beginning of what exactly would it be? Will be the beginning of the preparation.
Okay.
It's the beginning of preparation of unleavened bread.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So who do you think was they cook?
Say again?
Who do you think was they cook? Like Mary?
Will they cook?
Who was, yeah, they chef.
No, you preparing for unleavened bread, you preparing unleavened bread.
Yeah.
Right? Because when you the preparing unleavened bread means you're getting the leaven out your
Right.
house. That's part of the preparing of it, right?
Correct.
You're getting the stuff
Correct.
Then they came to him and saying unto him, where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover? Right? Again, they're in Galilee. They're in Galilee. They have a different custom in Galilee. Right? Did you know that the Lord's Supper, that supper that Christ was eating, it's called Passover in Galilee? It is not the Passover of the Torah though, but they call it that bread and wine.
Oh, that bread, that meal about
In the north,
Oh wow.
they call that Passover.
Mm,
It's a Galilean custom, but it's not the Passover of the Torah because we know there is no lamb there.
Right.
What?
Flesh. That's what I'm saying. You would have to have the background customs when you read certain things. You understand? Oh, that's why it's calling it that. All right, go ahead.
Verse 18. Verse 18. Oh, shit. What am I doing? Verse 18. Oh, man. I'll read it from here. Verse 18. And he said, go into the city to such a man and say unto him, Master said, my time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples.
Right, so this is a secret man right here again, right? They're going, and he said, go into the city to such a man and say unto him, the master. Again, the only way he calling and telling this man the master because he obviously over this man too as well. Say, my time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciple, right?
Mhm.
This is a secret disciple here. Like Christ is eating at this person's house. Go ahead.
Verse 19. And the disciples did as Yahushua had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover. Verse 20. Now when the evening was come, he sat down with the 12. And
Now, when the even was come, what does that mean?
First, even like the morning, but like first.
Even mean that day is ended,
Day,
right?
right, next day.
Right?
Next
So
day.
what day is this now?
Oh, this is the 14th, right? No, the 15th,
What day is it?
13.
It's the 13th.
the 13th.
Just say with the 12th,
The 12th, okay.
Right?
That's 13, okay.
after 2 days, the 12th, right?
Okay, yeah.
This is the 13th,
Okay.
right? The third. Remember, we were saying the 13th was when we supposed to do the Lord's Supper. The
Come.
13th,
Come.
day before
Right,
the
right,
14th, right?
Right.
This is the 13th when they're
13th.
doing the Lord's Supper, right?
Right.
Wine.
You wanted to put it in wine. Yeah, I'm just showing you, here it is, it's the 13th that they actually
Okay.
did. We gave, pinpointing on getting a day correct,
Okay.
right? Go ahead.
verse, what's that?
21.
21.
Mhm.
And as they did eat, he said, Verily I say unto you that one of you shall betray me.
Go ahead.
And they were exceedingly sorrowful and began every one of them to say unto him, Lord, is it I? And he answered and said, He that dipped his hands with me in the dish, the same shall betray me.
Go ahead.
And the Son of Man goeth as it is written of him. But woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It has been good for that man if he had not been born.
Powerful stuff.
Mhm.
Wow. Again, things spoken here that I don't fully understand. I don't fully understand. You know what I'm saying? There's better than even that was even born. There's a lot of intricate stuff going on here, man.
Yeah,
Things we don't know.
do the churches read this stuff? People in them churches, do they actually read this stuff or they?
No.
They might read this part of it, but they don't read the whole book.
Bits and pieces of it.
What I'm saying, they don't read this kind of stuff. They don't comprehend what this stuff is.
Well, yeah,
saying.
they
don't
definitely
go
not
into it.
comprehending what's going on.
They don't really go into it.
Yeah, they're not doing that. I agree.
What about the people that just have Bible study in their house?
I mean, some people, you'd be surprised. There's some people that actually do like at least like like say the Jehovah's Witness people. Like people actually really try to do like a deep study, but like in a normal church setting, like those Bible studies, they're not really all that.
Okay, what's that? Verse 25.
Yeah.
Verse 25. Verse 25. Then Judas, which the betrayed him, answered and said, Master, it is I.
Is it I?
Is it I? He said unto him, Thou hast so said.
Thou hast said, yes, you. That's what that means. Yep, it's you, son.
Wow.
Go ahead.
And as they were eating, Yahushua took bread and blessed it and broke it, and gave it to the disciples and said, Take, eat, this is my body.
Yes, we know when Paul recounted it, Paul said he first gave thanks.
Come.
You know when we read Paul,
Come.
Paul said he first gave thanks.
Come.
That's how we know Matthew's been redacted. Because he doesn't say that he gave thanks, he just said he blessed it. Doesn't say that he blessed it anywhere. It said he gave thanks and broke it and passed it around. Bless, what is he blessing? Blessing it for what?
Hmm.
Go ahead.
And he took the cup and gave thanks and give it to them, saying, drink ye all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remissions of sin.
Right, so we clear, right? This is the new, first of all, drink all of it. Let's be clear, all of it gotta be drinking. And then this is the new covenant. Again, and this, you can see here, it says it is shed for many. Right, the text said that Jesus Christ died for the nation of Israel, right? So how's the blood that is shed for many? It's the many in Israel who believe. Everyone in Israel is not going to believe. So his blood is literally just shed for those who literally going to believe in him, because that's who it's going to really affect. The ones that don't believe, this blood shedding doesn't affect them.
So it just don't matter if you is living in Israel or you're Israelite, if you believe.
You have to believe.
You have to
Christ's
believe.
death means nothing if you don't believe, whether you Israelite or not. It means nothing. You don't believe, then that doesn't mean anything. That's why I said it's shed for many for the remission of sins. Right? Because the text says again, for many are called, few chosen. Even in the many that is shed for, even in them, there's going to be a few of them still.
All of Israel.
Still trickles down.
All of Israel is not of Israel.
Because the many that believes in the blood that is shed for, right? You still got to go and make your calling and election sure. It don't stop there. You got to endure it to the end. That's when you're going to be saved, right? And the last one, who got who's reading?
The bottom, was that verse 30th, 130th?
29.
29. Okay, verse 29. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine, until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom.
That's what we're waiting on. Right there. Right there. So this process has not finished yet. It's going to finish when he drinking new with them where? In his Father's kingdom. When did that take place?
Future. In the future.
Where in the future?
Judgment Day? I mean, when he and his father's house.
You mean when in his millennium reign? Would that be it?
That's his reign. That's his millennium reign, is it not?
Right, yes, it is.
But he says you haven't when.
Father's kingdom.
When
Oh,
does that happen?
that's after the millennium
That's
reign.
after the millennium reign.
Yeah,
See that?
I was looking for.
After the millennium reign.
Yeah, that's a good point. Fair point.
When God takes back control again.
That's right.
This is a long way away.
And we don't know what that's going to look like.
Listen, not only that, listen, here's how more interesting it gets.
Yeah, why is that?
Because of what he's drinking. What is he drinking?
Fruit of the divine.
Wine.
If he do that, he must be what?
Divine.
No.
Wow. I don't know what I don't know. I don't know.
King.
What is he drinking?
I don't know what
Fruit. What is he drinking?
Wine.
He drinking wine.
It's drinking wine.
If
Yeah.
you're drinking wine, then it must be in what?
In his blood?
No.
Wine. In his body.
If he's drinking wine, then he must be in what?
In heaven. In his kingdom.
Oh yeah, in his king, like
No.
And the renewed
No, he's
covenant.
drinking wine already.
Right.
in his
We know
lineage.
he's drinking in his Father's kingdom,
Right.
but what does he has to be in?
Oh, in a body. He has to be
He has to be in a what?
In his
On your body. There
He
you
has to
go.
be in a what kind of body?
a physical body.
A
Physical body.
a fleshly body.
Fleshly body. Yeah.
Do angels drink wine?
No.
Do not.
That I know.
That means even after the millennium reign, he's gonna come back in a what body?
Fleshly form.
He's gonna be in a
Yeah.
fleshly body.
Yes.
Fleshly body.
Okay. Good point. Good point.
we get, that's what you call a breadcrumb.
There you go,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
Definitely, definitely. That's good stuff, man.
That means he's able to come into
Flesh
physical body
and spirit. Wow. That's the new body.
That's the new body. Right?
But we all.
That speaks to the point about the angels, they were sleeping with women. They came as to the human beings
Right,
to sleep
right.
with women.
Right.
When brothers are saying angels don't do that, that's because you don't understand the Bible.
And I mean, if he's coming the body, the father,
That's after the millennium reign now. I saying that's what I'm telling you. There's a lot that has to happen.
Right.
There's only a third that's been fulfilled. You got 2/3 that's got to be fulfilled.
Wow.
You got a long way to go, bro.
What? Time
Yeah, well,
for Israel's sake.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy for you to if you don't act like this now, and there's only a third that's happened.
Right.
You ain't finna make it. You ain't making it, bro.
Yeah, who said that to me? Nah,
Too much got to go
yeah,
down.
I thought one was saying angels don't have sex. I'm like, then when Gabriel came to Mary, talked to Mary about what's gonna happen, he think that, they're saying that it was happening. Saying that's when he was saying the angels don't have sex, and I said he was just talking to her, he wasn't trying to get with her,
Right. He understood the sign.
He don't know.
Why would you try to get with it? What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's what he was saying, that, like he was like, oh, man, angels don't have sex. I'm like, yeah, but he was just talking to Mary. He wasn't.
Yo, you should tell them, no, we don't know that. Talking about.
I think what he's meaning is angels in a spiritual form don't have sex. I think that's what he's trying to say. But
Let me stop recording.
Yeah, all y'all said, man, I'm gonna come on.